Welcome to Eagles Kickoff Live. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn. We're your hosts today. The second week of Eagles Kickoff Live. Last week we started off with a bang. Eagle fans checking in from all over the country, all over the world. Shout out to all our Eagle fans who are diehard. It doesn't matter where you're at; they show up. We're like roaches. We never die. We multiply. But yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow. Last week, catching an L from the Washington no-name football team kind of didn't sit well with me. I know it didn't sit well with me. Well, with you, you were a little spicy. You were in your feelings.
I was hurt.
It's hard to lose that way in an opening game. We're used to laying the smack down in week one normally against Washington, but the thing with life is you have to move on. You're going to catch L sometimes. You're going to go down a path, and you're going to be in a weird space, but you have to get out of it. And this football team has to get out of it. They have to get out of their own way. You talk about teams that you're disappointed in the squad because you feel like they could do better, and you feel like they're beating themselves. They're making mistakes. They're up 17-0. They can't come back from 27 points, unanswered points, and their head coach can't get them in the right direction to catch that W. And their starting quarterback had some issues, and he blamed himself as well. So, when people are out there talking about Wentz, and, obviously we know he's great. We just want to see him be his best version of himself. So I feel like at the end of the day, we got to see a great performance, a rebound performance from this team. We're going to get some guys back that were injured last week, whether it be Lane Johnson, Miles Sanders, which will be a huge help for Carson Wentz, but also a help for us as Eagle Nation. Evan, are you feeling better? You went on a rampage.
Yeah, dude. So after last week's show, going into the podcast on Tuesday, I was in my feels. I was in my bag. I was not expecting, that was the thing that we talked about going into the Washington game, is that we almost chalked that up as a W before the game even happened. We slept on them, man. We slept on that defensive line, and we really overestimated what our offensive line was going to look like. That being said, this is going to be huge. The Eagles having Lane Johnson back, Miles Sanders, potentially Derek Barnett as well. He's going to be a game-time decision. But Johnson being back really is the key here, because Nate Herbig, who is going to be the starting right guard, he is going to have Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce to the side of him instead of Jack Driscoll, who's just would be in his second NFL game, and he's just got to focus on what's in front of him. He's got to focus on, just getting his job done instead of also trying to help out, Nate Herbig to the side of him. But Gail, there's one thing that scares the hell out of me. It's that middle of the line. It's Aaron Donald. And it's the same situation as last week, which is another thing that just got me weary, because the way that Washington beat us was through pressure on the D-line. And, they registered 8 sacks versus Wentz last week in the opening week. And we're facing another good D-line this week. So, I hope it doesn't add up to the same result. But, you look at Aaron Donald, and he's had at least 11 sacks in the past 3 years. Back in 2018, he went over 20. And, he's going up against this Eagles O-line. I think we're going to have a better result this week with Lane back. Another matchup I'm really looking forward to is when I thought about it, it really gave me it reminisced AI crossing over Michael Jordan. We got a little bit of Rager on Ramsey action today. It's the Jalen Bowl. I'm excited to see. I'm not having super high expectations, but if we end up seeing Jalen Rager burn Ramsey at any point today, man, that'll be some fun conversation for after the show.
I mean, having Rager, sometimes if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And when you have an opportunity to go against Jalen, you tell me, Ramsey, you got to show out. And this is an opportunity for him to work on his game, but also put some real great solid tape on a great player. We'll see, but at the end of the day, he has speed. He has speed to burn.
Yep.
He's got the
And
ability.
Ramsey's a guy that can be beat deep.
Yeah. You saw last week. It was a flag. He got pushed off.
It was, and that was a lot of controversy as well. That there was a lot of Cowboys fans that were butthurt and felt like they were getting screwed by the refs again. I don't know, man. It looked like an offensive PI to me.
Yeah, I mean it was, but it was like after we caught that L, that was the only thing that made me feel a little, not really that great, but made me feel better that they caught an L as well.
It was a consolation prize, yeah.
Giants caught an L as well, and who sits number one above the NFC East at this moment? Can you believe it?
It's crazy. It's crazy. The team with no name is currently in charge of the division.
I mean, they do say any given Sunday, dude.
And they do say NFC least.
Yeah. Now, talking about a guy who we've missed, guy who was explosive for us last year, guy who showed out, Miles Sanders, man. Miles Sanders really was a blessing. We drafted him in the second round, paid in terms of draft. That's kind of like expensive money when you draft a running back in the second round. Like first round is super expensive. Second round is that's you're looking for something in the second round.
I bet you there's some Eagles fans that would jump on here that would argue that drafting a backup quarterback in the second round it hurts a little bit more than or is a little bit feels like it costs a little bit more than drafting a running back in the second round. At least the running back gets utilized in the offense more.
Yeah, I think that's. I think people are still not. Well, I mean, I still. Everyone hated that.
I had a conversation with someone yesterday who was, still completely confused and befuddled by the decision.
But who's not confused is Miles Sanders. He went out there as a rookie and was explosive, whether it would be all-purpose yards, whether it be learning the offense. By the midseason, he was in superb form, showing out. Really put his skills to the table. When we were in Buffalo, watching him just break away from people.
That was awesome.
Just out there living his best life. That speed really kicked in. You're like, not only is he finding the holes and getting through those lanes, but he's also, outrunning people, which we didn't really see. You saw J.J. a couple years before that. Guys that were getting run down from behind, and Miles Sanders represented himself well his rookie year. Yeah,
it was good to see. Miles Sanders is a guy that I really think we got to steal. And if you're getting someone in the second round who's going to contribute, who's going to be it's not really that hefty of a price. If you're getting a guy who is going to be your lead back for the team, he's going to be the guy moving forward. But speaking of running backs on the team, did you happen to hear any rumors, any conversation about a potential running back that they're thinking about bringing in?
Devontae Freeman, huh? Is that what you're talking about?
That's where I was going, and that's someone that honestly I've been talking about here and there during the offseason. I don't know why the Eagles haven't kicked the tires on him earlier, to be honest with you.
I think they're trying to save that money, save that cash money.
Do you think they're also trying not to make Miles Sanders feel that pressure as well? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I mean, I think they want to see what they got in the tank with their players and stuff. So it's like, after seeing one game, they're just like, you know what, we might just need some help. Yeah. Who might also need some help?
Who's that?
Prime might need some help out on the baseball field. He's playing he's a double hitter. He plays softball on Sundays and he reps the Birds. How's it going, Prime?
Baseball. Put some respect on it, Gail. That's baseball. It's men's baseball.
My bad. Did I say softball?
You said softball.
Softball.
My bad. No, he was baseball, bro.
He's playing hardball.
He's an all-star as well.
Big difference. What's going on? How y'all feeling?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Good.
What's the weather report out there today, man?
It's football weather.
Very nice.
nice and sunny but cool. You know what I mean? And just over here in the middle of a 9-inning game today. But right now it's tied up 2-2.
What inning in?
We're in the top of the third.
Top of the third?
Yeah.
People talking junk to you.
We're trying to excuse the noise in the background, but you know what I mean, got a lot of players with us today. But yeah, it's started off pretty good. Thought it was going to be a 10-run game, but you know, just like the Eagles, we lost the lead.
Seen that will play out before.
Yeah.
So you got a double header today or what?
No. It's just one single 9-inning game. Yeah, trying to get this thing done and over with so I could get home to the cave and watch the birds.
So your initial feelings, like usually Eagle fans wake up in the morning and they have a feeling in their gut. They're like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, I'm feeling good about this.
The fact that we got Miles and Lane coming back today, and our history on how well we kind of play against the Rams, I'm coming in positive today, and you know I hope that they pay off, you know, with a win and stick to a game plan this week. Unlike last weekend where they just decided to go ahead and switch it up and then it ended up biting them in the ass.
So your prediction is score prediction.
Oh, score prediction. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
No, I just added that one on.
All right. I'm gonna probably say 24-16.
Okay.
24-16. Interesting.
Yeah. Man, you got no reaction? No reaction at all, huh?
I was trying to add
16 was a weird number for me. I was trying to figure out how they got 16 points.
Yeah, that was my math. I have math anxiety, by the way, guys.
Just go with it. All right, just go with it.
No, I was like, all right, well, they'll get 2-point conversion on 2.
Yeah, something like that.
Or safety.
Safety be huge.
Yeah, I mean, I've been asking people across
3 field goals and a touchdown. How's that one?
We'll take that.
Okay.
I think at the end of the day, like you look at last week and you see how the offense kind of like laid an egg. You know, they left their defense out there to dry, like 17 by the second quarter. They had 17 by like mid-second quarter.
Yeah, man, it looks like we were going to run away with it.
2.5 quarters, you're like shitting the bed.
So last week, I mean, we played Washington, but this week we're playing a little bit more of a respected defense going into it. Do you think that the Eagles play calling gets a little bit more creative? I mean, last Eagles Kickoff Live, we ended up having Michael Kay on. He was expecting to see Jalen Hurts worked into the game plan. I'm not saying we see Jalen Hurts, but do you think that we see some sort of trick plays today, something to spice up the offense so that we can take on this defense?
You have to. I mean, I think it's time to pull the cat out of the bag.
Any reverses? Something. I'd like to see Rager on a reverse, to be honest with you. He's got the speed for it.
Yeah, what do you think? You think we're gonna see a wheel play today?
A wheel route or a reverse? A jet sweep?
You know you're a fan of that play, so you know what I mean, it'd be nice for them to pull it out of the bag.
I hope, man. I feel like they use like 50%, maybe like 40% of what Ravens can do. You know, who I really want to see is Deshaun Jackson. This whole pitch count thing is like kind of like just let him loose, man. I mean, if he's 100% healthy, obviously they said a healthy Deshaun Jackson would like to have for the rest of the season. But like, if he's healthy, he's healthy. You know.
Yep.
And you figure him making that statement last week about that he's healthy and he's okay, and like, he had to make that statement because he didn't want Eagle fans to think he was hurt. You know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the last thing that he wants to happen is for Eagles fans to go down that rabbit hole of like, Deshaun's hurt again. Like, this is, to be expected week 1. It's tough. It's tough. Him trying to go out there and compete with these young guns.
Yeah. Competing with young guns. How are your legs holding up out there, Brian? Competing with all the young guns out there, dude.
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I said, speaking of young guns, I said, how are you feeling out there running with the young guns?
Do you feel the age catch up to you, man?
Nah.
You're lying.
I can keep
You're
up.
lying.
I can keep up.
How, you got a real young kid on your team, don't you?
Yeah. He's around here somewhere. Yeah, little the littlest one of the team. Yeah, I'm gonna actually get him on for a little bit. He's a big fan, so we're gonna go ahead and ask him some questions, put him on the spot.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of questions, we have some Eagles trivia today, Gail.
Do it.
We do. So I put together some trivia, some Eagles-based trivia questions last night. We're gonna be giving away 4th and John koozies. Let me see if I have. It's right here. It's a nice item. Nice
Holy shit.
4th and
Throwbacks.
John koozie.
The throwbacks.
The Bud Light 4th and John koozie. The contestants will be able to get themselves one of these, and then we'll have a grand prize winner. Gail, would you like to mention that?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a grand prize. We're talking about a potential, a jersey, your favorite Eagles jersey. So whoever wins the grand prize today will be getting their own jersey. You pick out the player, and we will take care of that for you.
Yep.
Nice.
And so basically, how this whole trivia thing is going to work, if you want to come on, if you end up on the show at the same time as somebody else, you're going to have to go head to head. If you end up in a one-on-one situation, you get 3 questions just to yourself. But here's the thing. You're going to get 3 trivia questions. You got to answer all 3 correctly. Anyone that answers all 3 trivia questions correctly, I'm going to write your name down, and then you have to pay attention. You have to keep on watching the show because potentially you're going to have to come back on and or go head to head against other 3-question winners to get the grand prize.
These questions are kind of tough too, man.
They are. I found some decent ones.
I thought I'd help them home for a little bit when I was practicing last night.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna be coming up the bat shortly, so I'll log back on in a minute. All right.
Sounds
cool.
good, Prime. Good luck.
Yeah, man, hard working over there doing double duties, working the baseball field. I said softball field.
You did. Completely disrespected.
Total disrespect. I showed some respect. I showed some respect. I showed up to his game last week.
It's true.
And it was kind of like the first time I felt normal a little in a while, like being at a baseball game and actually just like enjoying great weather and, just watching he had an all-star game last week down at the Blue Rock Stadium.
You brought your glove, didn't you?
No, this little kid I should have had a glove. This little kid almost took one off the head, boy. Like
really?
But everyone was pretty much socially distanced all over everyone was spread out. But it was good to just see some baseball, man.
Good to feel normal once again. You're about to say something?
What was I say? Can you see the comments, my friend?
That's why I refreshed like 5 minutes ago when Prime jumped on.
Yeah.
They are not updating for me. I feel like I got to refresh again in order to see more comments.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Should I refresh and come back?
Go for it.
Are you gonna be okay by yourself?
I'll be okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
Oh man, I got the full court press right here. So yeah, looking forward to doing the trivia. Gonna be rolling that out in a little bit. Welcome back. That was quick. Did you get the comments back?
I did, man.
Very nice.
I did.
Is that a picture of Dumphy?
No, that's Joe, man.
That's Joe Fitz.
He's got the nice. He's got the abs painted on abs.
Oh, those weren't real? I
No.
thought that was legit 6-pack right there.
I was like, you know what? The comments are dying out here. Shout out to Elena. Elena says that Lane should be a big factor. Lane should be a big factor. I mean, you think about Carson Wentz last night. Carson Wentz is thinking about who is protecting him, and having that, mainstay in Lane Johnson, who's been there, done that,
His whole career.
Like, you got to feel comfortable about this guy. You got to feel comfortable about this guy protecting you.
Yeah, you brought up the wrong picture if you're showing off why this guy should be protecting you, man. You
We're not
trying to make it steamy in here for for Eagles Twitter, but whoa. See, I put up a picture with Lane Johnson with no shirt on, and look who arrives.
Shout out to Football Kelly. Football Kelly, how you
I'm a
doing?
big fan of Lane Johnson.
Was it the Lane Johnson no shirt that brought you in here?
Obviously.
She smelled it a mile away. How you doing, Kelly? Long time no see.
It's Football Sunday.
It's Football Sunday. We're
So
not down on the locks.
What are you doing today on Football Sunday?
I'm going to Xfinity Live in Philadelphia with a bunch of Eagles Twitter Philadelphia Eagles fans.
You're going to be down there?
Yeah.
Did they give you any sort of is there a limit on the amount of people that are allowed in Xfinity Live? Did you have to get those reservations early? Okay.
Yes. So every table has reservations ahead of time. So you have to have a ticket in order to park and to go inside. I think it's going to be an interesting experience. Definitely curious how willingly they'll allow people to walk around, but most people are going to be sitting at their tables.
Have you been hitting the bars at all, or is this going to be your first bar experience in months since COVID all started?
I've gone to bars. But,
okay.
They're not the same as they used to be.
For sure. I
feel like those old people that are like, back in my day, we used to go to the games.
Yeah, okay, Grandma.
Yeah, right.
We go to the games virtually.
That's not going to happen anymore.
Right.
I'm excited about the game, though. I think that it's going to be a defensive game, to be honest.
Not expecting high scoring at all?
I think it'll be low scoring, actually. A lot of people are scoring it higher than I would have anticipated. So should be interesting. I think that the D-line is going to have a really good rotation now that Hargraves is back, and definitely want to see his debut today. Barnett, let's see what he's got. He's got to get this money. So let's see if this season he's able to live up to what we hoped for when we were standing there in Philadelphia and drafted him.
This really is kind of a make or break season for Derek Barnett, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
This is the year he's really got to show that he is first round quality.
I mean, I've been trying to get the hashtag bend it like Barnett to be a thing.
Yeah.
We haven't had that. We haven't seen, I think the injuries are really, he's dealt with injuries.
He's bending it too hard, man.
You got to be able to play through some of these injuries, but some of these aren't, injuries that he could have came back from. I think his body took a toll on his body. Like I saw him last year at the Eagles Autism Challenge, and we got a chance to take pictures with the players, and I'm looking at him like, his body doesn't look ready. Like he looks light.
Right.
And but Josh Sweat's looking pretty good so far.
Josh Sweat.
One silver lining from last week.
Yeah, that's something that I'm really excited about is Josh Sweat. I mean, me and Gail have been talking about his emergence this year. We really expect him to blossom, to really explode on the scene. And, he had a really good first game. So it's a good step in the right direction.
We got to hit Goff today. That's for sure.
Exactly.
He seems like a guy that can get skittish in the pocket, too.
I don't think that Goff is a total threat, but he can get the job done. And unfortunately, when you look at his performance to Wentz's performance last week, and everybody's going to compare the two because they were taken 1 and 2 respectively. Everybody's going to compare them every week for the rest of their career, all of their career. Goff is able to throw the ball away and give his team another chance. And Wentz did not do that last week, and that's what hurt so much. There was a lot of things that went wrong last week. Don't get me wrong. But Goff can make a decision quickly and throw the ball away if he sees Fletcher Cox or somebody coming at him. Yeah. We just need to make sure that our team is playing smarter and hopefully getting to the quarterback to do more damage.
To speak to that point, let's try and analyze the brain of Carson Wentz here. Do you think that him not throwing the ball away is more of him trying to do more and make something out of nothing, or do you think it's something like he's panicked in the pocket? Which do you think it is?
I think it's both. Different plays can suggest different things. I know that a lot of people are frustrated because they see the one magic play that Wentz can accomplish something on, and you're just like, how did he do that, right?
Yeah.
So you're frustrated because you know he knows he can do that. He can make something out of nothing. But sometimes he needs to recognize faster that the play isn't there and not take the sack, not get hit. I hate seeing him get hit because unfortunately
With
he
his
hasn't
injury
had
history.
a really good health history in the league.
Yeah.
So he needs to recognize for himself that he needs to live for another down sometimes. And I know that there's that one play that's so spectacular that you're going to be talking about it all week, sure. But is it really worth it to do that like 4 or 5 times in a game? I don't know. Like, there were 8 sacks last week. I thought at least half of them were on Wentz. Like, he had the opportunity to throw it at somebody's feet like a couple of times. He could have just, thrown it at the running back's feet just to get it away from himself. Or thrown it out of bounds when he was, trying to escape pressure. It just sucks because he's like going back to the mistakes he made his rookie year, and we saw that leap rookie year to second year.
Yeah.
So we know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
And so you just want to see him get back to that. But the play calling, a couple of things, the O-line, a lot of things added up to making it a bad day for him. So I just don't understand why. We were like begging the Eagles to have like a speed threat. And then they finally get a few options to do that. And then like all they thought about was throwing the ball like 60 yards down the field.
Yeah.
Last week. I was like, maybe they're just trying to send a message to the league like we can do this. But I mean,
we spent so much time of the past, few years dinking and dunking. Maybe they were just so excited to have that new toy that's downfield. Yeah.
Who with a 17-point lead is doing like bombs down the field every play?
It's really unbelievable that we let them like, at what point during last game did you guys think, oh shit, we're gonna lose this? Like, what was that oh shit moment?
I think when they tied it.
I think probably like
when they tied it.
I just
like
think
when we were,
I was getting bad feelings.
How do you lose that lead?
I was getting bad feelings when the offense was stalling. I was just like, yo. I was like, when we're up and we feel like we're losing, that's when it's a bad.
There was no momentum in the second half at all. It's like that first interception going into the half.
That changed the momentum for the entire game.
I don't know what it was. It was like,
and we were up 17-0 at that point. Like,
we were up 17-7 because they scored on the interception.
Right.
Well, when Jake Elliott missed that.
Well, no, but I'm saying that interception, when that happened, it was 17-0, and like that changed the entire momentum. Like, it shouldn't be that big of a momentum shift when you have a 17-0 lead.
Right. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I like to believe, and this is just me, week 2. That was their preseason game.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even have Deshaun Jackson in the game like 50% of the time. Like, I saw more of our draft class in a regular season game than I've ever seen.
It was a lot for the week 1 regular season. It was a lot of rookies in the game.
Yeah, like I swear,
Rager
was feeling himself and was just like, let's just put the whole team in.
You think they slept on Washington a little bit? Just thought that they were going to be able to roll? Yeah.
Hell yeah, we did.
I think once they went up 17,
that game if you're up 17-0 in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I think once they were up 17, they were like they were feeling themselves. They were like, all right, we can do some trickery. We can dial it down a little bit.
Try these bombs down the field. Why not?
Man,
Driscoll, Mailata in there.
Yeah,
Driscoll performed pretty well.
The injuries definitely play a part. I'm
100%.
not going to make the excuse that like it didn't hurt them not to have like Miles Sanders and Lane Johnson, but it definitely hurt. But it was like, you are killing them in the first quarter. I felt really good about them. Like, they looked great. They were dominating, and the defense looked really good. And then you give them the ball in their territory, and you just totally kill any kind of confidence. And it's like going for it on fourth down. I know that's Peterson's thing, but like he needs to like not do
Time
that
and
sometimes.
place. Time and place.
Yeah, like you are up. Like chill out. Like let's just give the ball back to the defense. They've been good. Let them hold it.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
hold
the
lead.
thing that like I think gets kind of slept on as well. It's like honestly, regardless of the score, I don't think the defense played that bad in that game.
didn't.
They got put in poor position the entire
Horrible
game.
positions.
So it like Darius Slay. I was glad to see that he played well.
Yeah.
Like it's so nice to have an actual cornerback on this team, and it's been so weird for the Eagles especially.
Really good. Like
it is
a young guy coming up, like he really plays well, and I
know.
think we should have a lot of confidence in the defense. And I don't take anything lightly when people are like, we had 27 unanswered points. I get that. But look at the whole game and you see that the defense really did try. And they suffered because of what the offensive and coaching decisions were.
Yeah.
And I'm really, I can't understand like how people would look at the defense and say that they aren't like honestly better than they had been in past years. But I think it's just the pain of losing to a lesser team.
Yeah. Yeah. That when it's Washington, it just leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
It's funny when you catch an L and you're like, oh, we're the better
Everything
team.
Sucked. I know.
You're like, we're the better team. We're catching L.
Like, that was our preseason. We played cute. I think there's a lot to be confident in. I think the offense showed signs that they can be explosive, that they can make some really big plays and turn a game around. But, of course, that timing isn't fully there with Wentz and the receivers. I really don't want to see him throwing to Hightower every other play today. But I'm hoping that Deshaun Jackson's actually in the game for most of it. So,
yeah,
there's so much potential with this team. I don't want to let week one diminish anything about the potential that I believe that they have.
Got 15 more games.
You do have to think like week 2, Aaron Donald's coming to town. But
I've thought about it.
They're a West Coast team, 1:00 game. Those are usually pretty difficult to turn around and play for West Coast teams. So let's just hope he wakes up real sleepy.
Yeah.
And the O-line can, hold him off.
Well, there is some good news because we actually have some footage of Jared Goff in the car prior to the game. So, I mean, if that's happening, we should be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that would be great.
I'm kind of excited to see what the game day atmosphere is like down by the stadium. I know things are getting blocked off. I know Eagle fans got to be going crazy, not being
beautiful day not to have a tailgate. Complete shame. And
not being able to be in the link. That's like your home base. Like people who've ever since the link was open, they've not watched the game at home.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really weird.
Crazy.
I mean, I really didn't notice that much of a difference watching them play in DC because I usually think like they don't have much of a fan base anyway down there. But when we see them in their home opener and there's not like a crowd full of Eagles fans, I'm gonna be a little sad.
I don't know. So
our rookies are not gonna get to experience the craziness of our fan base. That's gonna be a shame.
I think it's the thing about playing in Philadelphia. It's an experience, not only for fans, but it's experience for opposing teams coming in, knowing they have to go up against a rabid fan base, screaming at you, yelling at you once you get off the bus, harassing you at the hotel, probably pulling fire alarms.
Probably
but now that was an advantage for Philadelphia, but now we don't have that.
Yeah. And our defense played so much better in previous seasons at home. Just having that noise, bring the pressure. I think Fletcher Cox and like BG are always like getting the crowd involved and like that gives them energy. You like to believe that it helps them to perform and cause pressure on the quarterback and whatnot. So it's not going to be the same today for sure. Home opener with no fans in Philadelphia is going to be quite strange. But, we're still here. We're still watching. We're still going to be booing when they play bad, as they all love to mention.
But the biggest question is, what are you going to be what are you wearing on game day? Okay, Kelly Green.
Yeah, Kelly Green.
That's his name. Did you switch up any rituals from last week?
Yeah, I'm not wearing my my Eagles jersey that I was wearing last week. I probably won't wear that the rest of the season. Maybe just for the first quarter. Throw it off after that. I don't know. I'm very superstitious. So nothing blue at all, nothing yellow, can't touch anything that looks close to that.
I switched up my sneakers. I switched up. I'm not wearing my Eagle shorts.
Okay.
I'm getting a little hot at the moment, so I'm keeping dry fit. And then I'm going to put a jersey on when the game starts. But I felt like, all right, it's already week 1. I'm switching stuff up.
Yeah.
I got to change things. I've watched a couple of football games with Kelly, and the Eagles
it's not good.
The Cardinals.
Nothing good happens when we watch games. They lost to the Dolphins when we watched a game together, okay? Let's just understand.
Jeez.
We can't watch games together. We can hang out and tailgate ahead of time. That's perfectly kosher.
Right.
Never watch the game together ever again. That Cowboys game when there was no clear recovery, hanging out with Gail, we're not doing it anymore.
What is the bad juju between you two? Jeez.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. It's just not. It's just. It doesn't work out. I don't know what it is. So, we're both superstitious. We're friends. We're not watching games together.
Totally. Whatever is going to slow Aaron Donald down. If that means that you guys can't talk to each other, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He was a wrecking ball last week. That probably gave our O-line and Wentz some nightmares.
Yeah, and for us to give up 8 sacks in 1 week, that is just.
I really do think that the Washington Redskins D-line has a lot of talent on it, but it was almost come on.
I want to give a little tidbit right now. Kelly, I'm not sure if you heard or if we mentioned while you were on here, but we're going to be doing some Eagles trivia in a little bit. One of the questions that I came up with last night is, how many career sacks do you think Carson has? So anyone that is hearing this right now, they have an early jump on this question.
Oh.
But do you want to take a stab at how many sacks he has in his career?
I don't really want to.
How many times he's been sacked?
How many times Carson Wentz has been sacked in his career?
A lot. I don't know. I don't even want to guess.
137 times.
Oh my God. 8 of them were last week.
137 times.
Damn.
How insane is that?
That's crazy.
I mean, the man takes a lick and keeps on kicking.
Yeah. But come on. I think sometimes in his mind, he can play like Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Some of the plays, I'm like, oh, no.
It's you don't have the speed or agility for that. But you got speed and agility, just not that kind of speed and agility.
Right. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Throw the ball away.
Did you catch Dan Orlovsky talking on Carson Wentz?
I respected him very much for being hard on him, because he's one of the people who advocates for him more than others.
Mm-hmm.
So it's if you give somebody the props, you give somebody the belief and confidence. I believe in Wentz, but I'm going to be hard on him when he doesn't show up or totally shits the bed. You gotta be fair. People are going to just think you're a homer like Skip Bayless if you don't say, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
We got Dan here talking about Carson Wentz.
Wentz, I love you, dude. I think you're one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Okay? This is the second sack. You got knocked out of the playoff game doing this very thing. Play action, screen, it's not there. Throw it right at his feet. Just throw it at his feet, man. You got knocked out of the playoff game doing this. I think you're amazing. Don't do this. Learn. That ball, in the ground right there. And if I'm Doug, I'm telling him next time you do this, I got to take you off the field. I need you to show me that you understand this play is dead. That play is dead. Throw it at his feet, and I will call another play on 3rd down.
Totally right.
Told him.
He's dead right. And like to his point, that play is like the way that Wentz falls and he gets tackled from behind. It's so eerily similar. It's the exact same thing that happened in that Seattle game where Clowney ended up knocking him out of the game. So like to see that and to like not have the same sort of reaction where like, oh my God, is Wentz putting himself in a space where he could take himself out of the game. Like to see that is with his history and injuries, it's scary to see.
It is. And I know that some people don't like to be hypercritical of Wentz. They get a little angry whenever a little criticism comes his way.
100%.
And I get it. It's like you want to believe in him, but like the people who are being critical of him also want him to do well. I think that is something people forget. Like
exactly.
I said last week, and people hated it, that he was the reason they were losing the game at that point because he threw 2 interceptions. And I get it. It's like Ertz dropped a 4th down pass that could have potentially converted. It was an easy pass for him to catch on why he dropped it. But there's tons of reasons that we lost. But you've got to be critical of Wentz too.
Exactly. And it goes back to your point. It goes back to your point that you had earlier in that we've seen the flashes of Wentz and what he's capable of. So, like, the reason that people are so critical is because we know what he's capable of. We know that he's a good quarterback. We know he can play at a top 5 quarterback level in the NFL. So, like, when we see him go out there and he just looks like someone who's just lost out there. And
it didn't make sense to be lost, to be honest. Like, what part of that game... Like, what changed between the first quarter and the second quarter? I mean, was it Driscoll coming out, not playing?
Yeah.
What changed for him? Like, did somebody like curse at him or something to cause him to be like so like panicked and like?
I saw a clear difference in his play after he threw that first interception. Like, I really hope that he's not getting in his own head about his play. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
like
I think when you have like you don't have the confidence in who's blocking in front of you, and Montez Sweat and Chase Young are like breathing down your neck, and then Kerrigan off the top rope, like.
But really? It's like, why are you taking those hits too?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm the guy that's terrified of the D line coming at me, I'm saying, let's run the ball more. Like, let's try to make some of these plays on the ground.
I know, but with this offensive line, that we had 2 rookies start. You know what I mean?
Well, Clement.
But
yeah, you're right.
No, I mean Herbig and what's his face?
Yeah,
we had Mulata out there at one point and Herbig right next to each other. So that whole right side of the line was hurting. So to try and get the run established with that in front of you, that's tough.
Yeah, but it's like you run down the clock a little more when you do these run plays, even if it doesn't accomplish much on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You're eating the clock a little more than some of these passing plays that they were calling. And in my mind, a little bit of Wentz's insecurity last week from what was like happening was he felt the weight of the play calling on his shoulders because they were calling all these passing plays. Like, I've got to make this happen. I've got to keep this going.
Yeah.
Because we're not getting anything accomplished on the ground. Like, our O-line's not blocking for any run plays. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. It's the type of thing I think that Wentz can be a leader. But the thing that is difficult for him is having to be, like, relied on that heavily. Like, there's got to be a balance with the run and passing calls.
Yeah.
You just have to have more confidence in your O-line. You have to have more confidence in your running backs because if it's all on Wentz, he can make things happen. Don't get me wrong. But it's almost like he gets into his head, like you were saying, and says, like, I've got to do all of it, like
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Well, I
And then he's
also think
throwing
it.
to Hightower, and
I
you're
think
like, why?
I think it hurts the fact that Washington knew we weren't running the ball.
Yeah.
We weren't doing it effectively. Then Doug went away from it. When the
And they were just
defense,
eating us up. Like,
I mean, they're
like
teeing off
this
on your
defense,
offensive line. You know, they
Plus,
don't have an opportunity to like even because they know. Plus, the rookie, not only the veterans, the rookies going against talented D line, and they know you're not running.
yeah, and that's like the thing that bothered me about like how everything was going is they were almost pinning their ears back against a team that was up 17 points. Like they were playing like they had the lead on defense.
Yeah. Because they were owning us the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you just can't let that happen. Like that kind of thing is something your team needs to look at the tape from last week, and you can't trash it. Like you've got to own that you made some bad decisions coaching wise, defensively, offensively, and say, okay, we're going to get better from this because they are better than that. And it's not like it was a fluke situation. Like they were bad on offense for like 3 quarters, like
Totally
really bad. And I don't want it to be a situation where they lose their confidence. I want it to be something where they take that tape and they gain an identity out of it. Like they become a team that's better because of it. So that's my hope. Seeing week 2 taking that step towards being a team that fights for that lead and continues to, dominate. You can't just take your foot off the gas halfway through the game. Like it just
100%.
You're going to lose all those games if you don't continually change up how you're doing things. Like Pam Oliver actually said at halftime when they all came out that Riviera had talked about things that they wanted to change going into the next half. And Doug Peterson said, I like what I'm seeing from my team, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good enough. Change it up at least some. So
keep them guessing.
See what's coming.
Right.
Like, be a coach that thinks that far ahead. Like, okay, I like what you're doing, but let's try this. Let's accomplish something here. Like, challenge them to do something bigger, better, because Belichick is never, ever that type of coach to be like, I like what we're doing.
Yeah, let's just do this for the rest of the game, right?
Like, I love Peterson. I just want him to constantly push his guys to play a full 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Now, talking about some key matchups, like going into week 2. Untalked about matchups that could be the key to victory.
You think Slay is going to be on
Nick
Woods and
Cooper Kupp? I mean, well, Cooper Kupp and Nickel Roby Coleman. I think if you shut down one of his top options in Cooper Kupp, that's gonna be huge. Another one, Darius Slay, Robert Woods. I think these 2 matchups right here, if you can shut those guys down, you get Darius Slay on Robert Woods, which I think you can shut down. I think Roby Coleman, he knows Cooper Kupp's game. He was with the Rams, so he should be able to give every little tidbit about the Rams.
Definitely knows how to read Goff.
Yeah, so I think if he gives that kind of information, that should help them out. I think, again, our offense, if we slow down their offense and their running attack, which I think we got Javon Hargrave.
Our defense, I'm very confident in.
Yeah, so I mean, if you can shut down that run game and lock these guys up, you have a great recipe for success here.
I don't think anybody in the NFL has truly seen the Eagles' 2020 offense yet.
No.
Like, I don't think you can really say when you're
not with all the pieces in place.
Yeah, from last week, if you're the Rams watching what we did, yeah, you're like, oh shit, they can really throw down the field. They have some threat and speed, but you don't have that running back in Miles Sanders back there making you be honest as a defense. Like having Miles Sanders back there, his receiving threat, his run game, his potential to break off a big run needs to make that Rams defense play a little more honestly than the Redskins had to play last week. That's
For
my
sure.
opinion.
No, for sure. Like when you only have like a single dimensional offense, like what we had last week in our passing attack, like I mean, between Corey Clement and Boston Scott, those are decent options. But let's be real, there's no lead back that's in that group without Miles Sanders. And so when you bring Miles Sanders back into the mix, and you have to consider him anytime he's on the field, that he can break off a big run or he could be out in the flat and break off a big play.
Right.
That forces the defense to play a little bit more shallow, which opens up the vertical game. So
Exactly. And so I think that's the one-dimensional offense that Wentz was dealing with last week. And I'm hoping that that's what caused him to have such a difficult time. So as we get into week 2, it's like, just forget week 1. Like, just, if you're an Eagles fan, say it's preseason. Like, I'm thinking, like, you just
Kelly,
gotta start.
I broke that
on the future.
I broke that mentality down on the last podcast. So here's how I thought about it, right? So week 1 for preseason. Week 1, they usually end up doing one drive, right? The first team offense or first team in general does one drive. Week 2, they do a quarter. Week 3, they usually do a half. So, and then week 4, they end up sitting the starters. So all in total, they end up playing like usually just under 4 quarters of football. First team just played a whole full 4 quarters of football. So any preseason excuse, preseason's done. Yeah. This is regular season moving forward. So yeah, that's fine. If Washington game was the preseason, but this is the regular season at this point. Now. This is real.
And I really don't want to lose to the Rams. I don't have any plans to lose to the Rams. We're winning today.
Yeah.
Our team is going to come ready and prepared. They're going to come pissed off that they lost last
Speak
week.
It into existence.
I think Fletcher Cox has a huge game. He is going to build that pressure with Hargraves and Malik Jackson next to him. We're going to have a good day on defense. I honestly think that the offense is going to start getting their groove. That's why I don't think it's going to be a huge offensive game. I think our offense is going to start actually running the ball, killing the clock with the complete time of possession. So I think that they will make some big plays, but ultimately it will be about creating their identity. Their identity starts this week.
Honest opinion, do you think that the Eagles win the sack battle? Which team has more sacks today?
I know that the Cowboys have a decent D-line, but I don't think they have as good of a D-line as the Eagles. Like, I don't think it's close. And Barnett, Hargraves, and
weren't in the game as well, right?
And Brandon Graham are going to be playing today, correct? Like, that's still.
Brandon Graham, I think, is questionable. He was a little questionable last time I saw, but
I thought he
all the other guys did.
expected to play, but it wasn't fully certain.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they have a good D-line. Aaron Donald makes it so much easier for the guys around him to create that crazy pressure. And we have Lane back. So even though the rookie next to him isn't Brandon Brooks, I think we win the sack battle today. I really do.
Very nice. Very nice.
It doesn't seem like
we got more weapons.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we would be the one to win the sack battle because they probably have a better O-line than us. I'll give them that because we've got some inexperienced players there. But
yeah.
Nah, we're winning the sack battle today.
Very nice.
We're also going to see a couple of interceptions from Jared Goff if I'm feeling it correctly. I think that the pressure will cause him to make some mistakes that we saw from the second pick in that draft class last week.
Slay's first pick as an Eagle today, possibly?
I'm hoping. I think that Xfinity Live would go nuts, and I hope to witness that happening. So he was on Terry McLaurin. Is that his name?
McLaurin, yeah.
Last week, like the whole game.
Yeah, he was like glue.
Do you think that Woods he's gonna follow Woods around the field today?
Yeah, I think.
I think
Good.
Or do you think that Jim is going to go back to his normal ways of keeping one guy on one side? And
I think he's gonna follow.
okay,
I hope so. I mean, I
I
know
hope so too.
50 out of 50 snaps last week they played man, but you saw. I mean, if you can, with things that you can do with Slay is like you're basically shutting down their best wide receiver.
Yeah.
You can start to do, other things, roll coverage to the other side of the field when you know you've got stuff locked up. So that's the beauty. And I think having Hargraves, Malik Jackson, and Fletcher Cox, you're going to.
That's a rotation that I don't think any other team can top.
I don't think people are ready for this. I mean, look at that kind of muscle on the inside.
Every play.
I think Howie Roseman, he's like, yeah, I'm proud of this, but he hasn't got to see Hargraves yet. But I think it's that kind of muscle up the middle. You're shutting down an inside run game. You're shutting down all that little trickery they try to do. I mean, they always put window dressing on with McVay. Guys will be in motion. Guys have to play disciplined football. But, yeah, I mean, pressure bust pipes. Early in the show, you talked about, Kelly, you said, if you get pressure on Jared Goff, it's a problem. So that kind of pressure, crazy.
I'm just thinking to myself, and I don't know if this is true or not, but is this Wentz's first game against the Rams since he tore his ACL?
This is Wentz's first game.
I think Foles played them the week that
you are
he
correct.
played them the next year.
This
So
is Wentz's first game back. Yep.
Like I see the players that were on that play, like Ogletree's on the Giants, I think now. But like I see those random guys that were like part of that play, and I just get so angry. So that will be an interesting storyline to me. Like how he holds himself, knowing that this team took him out of a chance to really be the guy that won the ring that year.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be interesting.
Man, it is going to be interesting. I mean, having do we start? Is this the game where we start to see flashes of is this what brings him back to that 2017 Wentz? Because that was the year he last went up against the Rams. And if you remember, he had a really good game leading up to that injury. He had 4 touchdowns that day. So
he killed it, and he didn't have Ertz.
Yep.
He was doing so well in that game, and he just he got crushed by that because you were like, this was our year. Like that was the mentality.
I had that exact feeling. I had that exact feeling.
You know what's crazy is we all thought this was our year, and then it was our year, but it wasn't.
What's up?
It wasn't Wentz's year.
It wasn't the way we expected it. But that to me was so Philadelphia. You know what I mean? It's completely unconventional, completely not by the script, just flying by the seat of our pants. But we got the job done.
Well, welcome in Willie from Australia.
Hey man.
What time
Good
is
morning.
Good morning.
It
morning.
Is it morning?
12:30 a.m. Yeah, 12:30.
Okay.
Not bad.
But so it's one of a few times of the day we're actually both in the morning. Just on
You
a different day.
actually call it 0:30, don't you?
Yeah.
Down in with your
No,
military time down in Australia.
I actually use military time, but yeah, no, we call it 12:30 here too, so
Gotcha.
it's all good.
Yeah.
How are we all doing?
Doing well.
Doing great.
Good.
We're just talking, Eagles football. Kelly is, she's given gems this morning for free. She's about to go to one of your favorite places, Xfinity Live.
Xfinity Live, yeah. I went there a couple of times when I was over last year, so it was good.
I'll try to document the experience for you so you feel like you're there.
Yeah, we need to check in with you during the day. I
will try
jump
my
in.
best to update.
Show us what's going on because we love to have Xfinity Live cam. That would be great.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
For all the here, our comments section is for some reason not uploading, so we're missing some of the comments. We will, fix that.
People are probably like, Kelly, suck.
Huh?
I'm used to that.
You got fans in the comments, man.
I am?
Yeah.
You didn't see them?
That's good.
Preach, Kelly.
It's a shame that we got to. It's a shame we got to keep on refreshing in order to get the comments up.
Well, I'm gonna peace out, guys, and I'm gonna go down to Philadelphia. And,
Okay.
Kelly?
I will
Okay.
get you all the updates from inside of Xfinity as the game rolls on, and hopefully I'll get a reaction to the Slay interception that will definitely be happening.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Thanks
for
Love to
coming
have
out.
it. Thank you for
You're
checking
gonna be
in,
our
Kelly.
first time
Have
today.
fun.
Say it with your chest and speak it into existence, right, Gail?
That's right. That's how you do it.
All
how you
right.
do it.
Well, peace out, guys.
Have a good
Bye.
time. Take care.
All right. Have fun.
As-
All right.
As we peace out, Kelly, we're gonna bring up Mark Drumheller.
Hey.
What's up, fellas?
How are you?
Willie, do you bet football?
Do I bet?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I mean, lucky for you, Mark is going to give us some gems today. How you doing, man? You feeling good?
Doing great, man. It's a fall Sunday. Didn't expect do or die in week 2, but here we are. I like the matchup.
Is this
today,
a must-win game at this point in the season already?
I feel like it is. I mean, historically, the last 10 years, only 8% of teams that started 0-2 made the playoffs. Even if you go into the expanded playoff model that we have this year, it's only 10%. So it doesn't really make that big of a difference. 0-2 is a bad spot to be. But I like the Birds' chances today. I think we're in a good spot. Always, defense always steps up at home, and that's what I'm looking to see today.
Yeah, so you got some gems for us that you wanted to share. Shout out to Mark for coming up with some info. Again, I'm not the betting guru. Mark is. So bet these Johns. If you're trying to win some money today, Mark is here to help you win some money.
Absolutely. So let's go through it today. And really, sports betting is all about predicting outcomes. It's what we want to do. And, I do like the Eagles defense today. So when I look at this game, I think there's a couple key things that are pointing in Eagles directions, which I'm sure you guys have touched on. The return of Lane Johnson, the return of Miles Sanders is going to help the offense a ton. And in turn, that is going to help the defense, right? Because not the short fields that we saw last week against Washington. So the defense will have a chance to step up today and really show what they're about against the Rams offense that I didn't think looked that great in their win against Dallas. So I like the Eagles today to win the game. Now, there's 2 ways to bet. You can take the spread, which there's a point spread that's involved with that. Today, it's the Eagles are favored by -1.5. Or you could take the money line, right? Now, the money line, you just pick the outright winner. And in that scenario, you pick the winner, but your return on investment is a little bit less. So, for instance, let's say like a $20 bet. If you bet the spread and minus Eagles 1.5, you would need the Eagles to win by 2 to cash that ticket and become a winner. You would only get about $18 back for your $20. If you bet the money line, it's at -125. You just need them to win outright, but you're only going to get about $16 back of that $20. So that's kind of how it works. So the Eagles -1.5, we need them to win by 2 today. Me personally today, I'm on the money line just because if the Eagles win, I want to be able to enjoy it, right? And that's really what it's about. I think that they can win this game because when you look at the defensive matchup against Jared Goff, this is a tale of 2 quarterbacks when he is under pressure and when he's not. And him going on the road into Philadelphia against an Eagles defense that I think is very good at generating pressure. Even last week against Washington, they were 5th in the NFL in pass rush win rate. We know that Josh Sweat had a huge game, graded out 92.7 at PFF in his day. So you get him back. You get him in the mix. You get guys. You have Cox, Malik Jackson, Hargrave, all in the middle of the interior to get that pass rush up in Jared Goff's face. And I think that is going to really be the key to the game today. Jared Goff, even last week against the Cowboys, 0-7. On plays when he was pressured, right? It's not good, right? His adjusted completion percentage last year, 19% lower when he was under pressure versus a clean pocket. So I think this is really a Jim Schwartz game. And again, the fact that he has Darius Slay only helps Jim Schwartz be more who he wants to be when he's out on the field.
Don't forget this guy, pal.
Absolutely. Jalen Mills. That's right. So I think, I think it's going to be a big game for the Eagles defense. I think they're going to carry them to victory. Offensively, they'll probably run the ball a little. And that's another way we can bet this game. We can bet the total, right? So the total is just a combined score from both teams, right? So in this game for the total, I like the under 45.5. You look at a Rams team again last week against Dallas at home. Dallas defense is really in a lot of trouble. They lost a lot in the secondary in the offseason. They lost a lot in the pass rush. They only put up 20 points. Now they come to Philadelphia, and they have to play the Eagles. So I think the Eagles offensively will be a little more conservative than what we saw last week. I think last week they got a little too excited about the speed on the outside and the deep threats, tried to go a little too vertical too much. I think with Miles Sanders, Lane Johnson back, you'll see them get a little more conservative, matriculate the ball down the field more, use time of possession. All that leans to a lower point total. So I like the under 45.5 there. Another way you can bet it too, you can just bet the teams over and under. The Rams under is at 22.5. So if you think the Eagles can keep the Rams under 22.5, you can bet that as well, right? So if you like the Eagles defense in this spot, like I do, I think that's probably a better bet than the overall total. You can take the Eagles. You can take the Rams under 22.5 for the Eagles defense to step up. So again, in this game, I think a lot points to the Eagles defense. But you can also bet player props, right? And this is where everybody's fantasy expertise, everyone's been playing fantasy all their lives, right? This is where that fantasy football expertise comes into play. In this game, I think the biggest mismatch for the Eagles offensively is their tight ends against the linebackers of the Rams. PFF rated the Rams linebackers worst in the NFL coming into the season. And of course, the Eagles have the best dual threat tight ends probably in the NFL with Ertz and Goddard. Personally, you can take whichever one you want. I think Ertz is over under for yards is 46.5. Goddard is 41.5. Me personally, I think we're going to see Carson try and get Zach Ertz going today. That's really what I think. He had the big drop at the end of the game, but I think he goes back to him, and he goes back to him a lot. So I like Ertz on the over. If you don't think so, and if you think that Ertz is just playing with too much distraction this year, you can go Goddard over 41.5 yards. Some other good props I like: Carson Wentz over 1.5 touchdowns. You can bet that, right? I think Carson's going to get in the end zone 2 times with 2 touchdown passes today. I think you can take that. And of course, we talked about Jared Goff, how he's a different quarterback under pressure. I think he's going to be under a ton of pressure. His passing yards today, 272.5. I would take the under on that. So when I handicap this game and I look at the game, I think it's really about Jim Schwartz and the defense, and that interior pressure is going to make Goff very uncomfortable today.
Very nice. Very nice. And so there was something that I thought was really interesting about this Eagles line, because I've been following it since it was first released. I believe the Eagles opened up as 2.5-point favorites, right? Yeah. And then the line shifted all the way in the Rams' favor. I think it went to 1.5 in the Rams' favor at one point, and now it's back 1.5 in the Eagles' favor. That's a lot of line swinging. So the money's been going on both sides.
It has. And, that was the reaction to the Eagles, letting up that huge lead against Washington, right? So they set these lines when they go into the season almost ahead of time. So, when they looked at the season when it started, they had the Eagles, as 3.5-point favored. And then the debacle happens in Washington. The Rams beat the Cowboys on Sunday night, and all of a sudden it shifts. Everybody's coming in on the Rams, right? So we saw it go down. And it's an interesting point that you brought up, because what happened, we talked about the money line. When they opened this line with the Eagles as the favorite, you could get the Rams money line at plus 30 or plus 130, right?
Yep.
So then the line moves the other way, and this is why you don't see it too much. The line moves the other way. So if you bet the Rams at plus 130 in the start of the week, the line moves the other way to where the Rams are the favorite, right? And then you can get the Eagles at plus money on the other side during the week. Yep. So you can make both bets on both sides.
Hedge your bets.
No matter who wins, you're a guaranteed winner. You know what I mean? Because you got the Rams plus 130, and then you got the Eagles plus 110. That's why you don't see too much of that stuff happening, because the books really don't want to move the line that much and cross over, to another
and then
team.
You have that many people hedging their bets. It's much harder for them to make their money. Absolutely.
So it's it's a lot. But then, after that move to the Rams being the favorite, I think the injury news came back for the Eagles, that they're getting Lane Johnson back, Miles Sanders back. Then you start to see things swing back the way they originally had it.
Nice.
Speaking of guaranteed winners, Mr. Swagman over here, he's trying to make you a guaranteed winner in fantasy football this week. Not only Mark trying to help you win with bets, Sam's trying to help you win with your fantasy football team. Is everyone feeling good about their fantasy football? Willie, are you playing fantasy football in Australia?
I'm not playing, but I'll listen in, but I'm not playing though. So
no fantasy football for you? Sam,
no,
how
not for
you
me.
doing?
No,
I'm doing good.
I got
I'm doing
no
about good.
Mike
How about you
Thomas
guys?
and I got no Chris Godwin. So Sam, I need some
that's
help.
how my buddy is. That's how my buddy is. He's got Galladay out. He's got Godwin out. He's got Thomas out. It's a shame.
Rough start.
It is a rough start.
Now,
But I got the help. I got the
Sam,
help.
starting right away, do you have any sleepers for us today?
I do. For running backs, I think the best pick of the week. People are kind of underrating him a little bit, even though Marlon Mack just went down with an Achilles injury. But Jonathan Taylor is going to take advantage of a very bad, very, very bad Minnesota Vikings defense. It is kind of underrated how bad that defense is. One of the worst secondaries in the league and one of the worst rush defenses in the league this year until Danielle Hunter comes back. So I definitely – and you know how much Phillip Rivers loves to throw to his running backs. So until for this week, Jonathan Taylor is probably one of my favorite players. As far as wide receivers go, Calvin Ridley is set up for a huge game against the Cowboys in a game that really should go back to back as far as scoring. I don't know if it's going to be – it's probably going to be a high-scoring game. We know Dak Prescott loves to sling the ball around to everybody, and so does Matt Ryan. The guy threw for 450 yards last week against Seattle. So I think we can expect to see more of the same this week, and it'll be a high-scoring affair.
Very nice.
Now, who are your start and sit-ups?
I have a few. Which position are you guys looking for?
I'm gonna go running back.
Okay. Well, for running backs this week, I can think of no better player than Austin Eckler. He went off to a slow start last week. He only got one target from Tyrod Taylor, but I think in a game against the Chiefs this week, they're going to be throwing a lot more. You're going to have them playing from behind a ton early on, and he should be flowing those dump offs to Austin Eckler out in the flat. Could see him get 5, 6, maybe even more receptions there. And I put some big sleeper emphasis on Raheem Mostert as well against a bad Jets running defense. And without George Kittle, you really think that there's going to be an emphasis on putting the ball on the ground, just running out the clock. Do not make Jimmy Garoppolo throw that ball. As far as wide receiver goes, one of my favorite plays is Deontay Johnson this week against a bad Denver secondary. Without Chris Harris this year, they're really kind of losing it out there, and they didn't get embarrassed last week, but I think Deontay Johnson's going to take advantage of a weak corner rotation for Denver, and he'll produce. And I got some sleepers on John Brown versus Miami and Anthony Miller versus the Giants.
Anthony Miller, that's another guy on my resting on my bench. And not to mention, I'd like to tell you about this forward thinking that I had. And when I was drafting, I ended up going with the entire – I actually ended up trading for Jonathan Taylor. But I ended up with the entire Indianapolis running back group on my bench at one point. So I had Jonathan Taylor, I had Marlon Mack, and I had Nyheim Hines. And I was like, you know what? Eventually someone's going to burst through here. And then week 1, Marlon Mack ended up going down with a season-ending injury. And now I've got Jonathan Taylor ready to roll.
Yeah, I think with that offensive line, you really can't go wrong there. It's one of the best that's been assembled lately, including ours. So
I really like Taylor. I really like Taylor this week. I think it's an excellent point, Sam. You talked a little bit about the defense, and I think with what people saw last week, they let up 522 total yards. But the story was Aaron Rodgers and the secondary, which is going to be a big problem in Minnesota. But they also lost a lot in the interior. Linval Joseph goes to the Chargers, and I think that Indianapolis is going to exploit that today. I mean, you look at them and the way they lost that game. They just let stupid penalties and turnovers, and I'm hoping, at least for Frank Reich's sake, that he gets the message and kind of makes Phillip Rivers a little more of a game manager today. And that bodes huge for Jonathan Taylor, I feel like.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, I agree there.
And Eagle fans, if you guys have any questions, hit up Sam. This is what he's here for, fantasy. You guys have questions in the comments, hit him up. We'll be, everyone usually sets their lineup all the way up until game time. I set my lineup at like 12:50, 55, right before kickoff. I try to, I'm always doing stuff before game time. I set it before the game starts, but then it's like 5 minutes before the game when I remember. But also to the stream from the top rope, Mr. Prince Blue over here, adding his nuggets. We're all talking nuggets of information about the Eagles.
Okay.
I mean,
boneless nuggets.
I'm not talking chicken nuggets over here. So I mean,
you're a boneless nugget guy.
First of all, they're boneless wings.
Boneless. You don't fuck with the bone in, bro.
I don't eat anything boned in.
T-bone steak?
Nope. Ribs? Nope. Chicken wings? Nope.
No.
Pork chops? Nope.
Bro.
Nothing with a bone in it. Nothing. I know my body doesn't seem like it, but
yeah. How you doing though, Prince?
I'm good, man. I'm ready for today because apparently if Doug doesn't win, he's fired. So I'm hoping he shows a good showing, so maybe he'll keep his job. What are we doing here? Like people and then I think it was 975 put up that answer that question about what combination would you rather have, and Wentz and Doug was last. Like people still want Foles and Doug. I'm like, I can't. I hate this planet. I really do.
When people still bring up the Foles conversation. I had that yesterday on the. I was playing golf yesterday, and I ended up getting paired up with some Cowboys fan, and he's in my ear trying to talk to me, trying to talk football to me, and he's telling me like what a mistake it was that we got rid of Foles. I'm like, bro, do you like pay attention to the NFL at all? Like, you really think that like us not having Foles is our biggest dilemma right now? It's just silly.
Your first problem was you was talking to a Cowboys fan. Secondly, he was talking to you about quarterbacks, and their owner doesn't even trust their quarterback to pay him.
Exactly.
Wait, how did you get paired up with a Cowboys fan in
just
Philadelphia? How is the bad luck there?
Yeah. Happens, man. Happens. They're crawling all over the tri-state area, man. You can't avoid it.
You guys geeked about this game or what? I mean, like last week we got set on the wrong foot. This week, are you guys feeling good? Do you guys wake up with the spirit of a W? He went champions.
He went champions today.
You got to remind people sometimes. I know we have so many titles in our case, so sometimes we forget. What are we doing, man? Sometimes I seriously legit think, like, if I'm a therapist, like, I'm hunting for patients on Eagles Twitter. I really am. I'm like, oh yeah.
Some of us could definitely use it.
It's like you like wake up like, oh, yeah, I feel it. Eagles gonna lose by 30 because, man, like we don't have a shot. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
but isn't it when the Eagles don't have a shot, they come out and whoop that ass? Like they want to, New England that one time and
Packers last year.
They reeled you right back in.
Yep.
It's the opposite of Doug than it was with Andy. Remember Andy, Joe Webb? Like we would play down to those teams, but with Doug, it's like when people are like, "Yeah, you guys are going to get crushed." He's like, "Okay." He hangs his whole sack out on the field, and then ESPN and everybody else is scrambling to figure out how did the Eagles win the game.
How are we going to get this whole sack on the screen?
Right, because remember when the Eagles won, even Michaels and the Collinsworth was shocked. They was like, We didn't have a script ready for the Eagles to beat the Patriots. What do we do? Like it's just so bad. So that's why I believe Doug comes out and he puts McVay over his knee and he gives him
a little spanking. Love it.
30 because we put
the
up 30.
paddle out.
He gives him
Get the
30
paddle out.
I like it. Wait, are you saying 30 burger today?
30 burger.
Love it.
Oh,
That's what me and Gail were expecting last week. And
Take
when
it over.
we were up 17-0, we're looking at each other, licking our chops. Like, yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get that 30
All right, so
burger.
Going around the room, Willie, what's your score prediction?
We're gonna win. So, but let's say
I love Willie.
28-24. 28-24.
Mark, what do you got?
I got 24-10.
24-10.
I don't think they get to 30, but it's going to be a nice win.
Sam, what you got?
Oh, Mark.
21-17.
27. Joe, what you got?
24-14.
24-14. Birds.
Joe, I like how you closed your eyes. It's like you was seeing it. You was like,
You just watched the whole game play out right in front of him, right there.
No, I had another question. The tight end group is, the 12 personnel. We love the 12 personnel. Is there going to be harmony in the Eagles locker room? Are these tight ends united like we think they are? We heard these issues with Zach Ertz arguing with Howie Roseman. Zach Ertz was in his head. He dropped the football on a major money down because Zach Ertz has been money. So for Zach Ertz to not be money on, fourth down, is there something going on in the locker room? Are you guys concerned about Zach Ertz in the front office?
I think that was actually good for him to drop that pass because he realized that.
Lit a fire under his ass?
Yeah, you want to yell at Howie, then you got to catch that. Like, you're you got people out here defending you saying don't trade you for linemen or whatever the case may be. You can't drop that. So knowing Ertz and the fact that he dropped that in a big moment, he stick him all day today. Believe that. Yeah.
I mean, he's known as Carson Wentz's security blanket, so he should have caught that. Any other game, he should have caught that. So,
and you look at everybody we have on our team that's going to be catching the ball. Like, he's the surest hands, I would say, out of any of the players we have on the team. So, it was completely out of character for him to drop that ball, and I think that is going to be something that totally lights a fire under him, and he's going to be focused the rest of the season on not having another drop.
I am a little concerned about Ertz because. You don't ever hear those kind of comments coming out of Ertz or his camp.
No.
Now I'm more looking at his ability to play through this adversity in his mind, whether he's going to get that extra contract. So I'm like, how do you play with that kind of stress that you're putting because they put their own selves under the stress because his camp knew if they released that statement right before the season, it would put pressure on the front office to do something or whatever. They knew that was strategic. So now he's in this cat and mouse game then you see Dallas Goedert do his and this guy's like, yo, I'm about to get paid. So in his play was great last week. He got more
amazing catch though.
What's that?
Amazing catch that he caught.
Oh yeah. So I mean, again. But I think winning does cure everything. You get a W here.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone feels good about themselves. You catch an L and your star players don't play well. It's just not a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, those same people that were saying Doug should be fired, that as blasphemous as that is, that were saying that after week one, they're going to be saying that Doug's going to be coach of the year if he ends up pulling out. You know how they just swing both ways, man.
Eagles Twitter definitely needs therapy.
Now going around the room, do you guys think that Philadelphia overreacted after catching the L?
Us? Philadelphia overreacting? Man, you want to talk about out of character?
Bob Ross.
What is that?
I wish I could show you the back of my computer right now. I have a Bob Ross sticker on the back of this thing too.
Listen,
I actually was
Relax.
Bob Ross for Halloween a couple years back.
Were you?
Black Bob Ross.
Black Bob Ross.
Black Bob Ross.
You have his painting skills?
But is Bob Ross, was he had to have some black in his family somewhere. With that afro?
Well, no, he did the afro because it cost more money to do his hair, so he just got a perm. And then he wouldn't have to do his hair.
I mean, you're getting
That's
Bob
my kind
Ross.
of guy, Prince. That's my kind of guy.
Oh,
Getting Bob Ross nuggets on the 4th and John.
Look at
Eagles kickoff
Sunshine up there.
live.
He like Trevor Lawrence.
So is everybody in the
wrong.
room? Is it anyone? Are you guys all staying at home? Are you guys planning to go see some family? Or
Home.
Plan on watching the game
In
with the
and out.
pops.
I can't
Haven't
live
been
it
able to
out.
watch the game with him in a long time.
now, Willie, do you have any Eagle fans in Australia? Like, hey mate,
Hey, mate.
want to watch the Eagles? Like, is there a couple friends that you're like you can call?
Yeah, no, look, one of my best mates. One of my best mates is actually legitimately an Eagles fan. He may not be as big as me, but I've been trying to get his ass over to 4th and
Is
Jordan Tailgate for years.
were you the one that introduced the Eagles to him, or did you guys both
No,
find
no.
them separately?
That was just coincidental. Coincidental. So, like we'd been friends for 2 or 3 years, and I just sort of found out one day, oh, you're into the Eagles too. This is like when I was 17, and fast forward all those years. So, yeah.
Willie, you said friends. I thought you supposed to say mates.
Mate, yeah.
You
said
you're
we've been
becoming
friends for a
Americanized.
long time. Uh-oh.
You're becoming,
We're rubbing off
mate.
on them.
becoming radicalized as we
I'm
speak.
becoming radicalized.
Now, hey Sam, real quick question. Steven in the comments says he's got a quick question.
Ooh.
T.Y. Hilton. There's no doubt about it. Going back to the indie thing, all day. All day.
You're not showing no love for CD, TD, Lamb.
Nah.
TY.
Nah.
Should we
T.Y. all day.
should we get the first 3 trivia questions out?
Welcome
Got
to the
Willie
stream.
in here. We got-
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah.
Got Prince in
Okay.
here.
It seems like the shout out to the people in the comments. The comments have been broken. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Interwebs be like
Yeah.
that sometimes. But it seems like it's starting to generate some more comments. But I'm kind of I'm gonna be honest. I'm missing tailgating. I'm missing being at the stadium. I'm missing being with my people. I'm missing sitting next to German festive people, sharing beers.
I'm pretty jealous of Kelly. Kelly's heading down to Xfinity Live.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
She's gonna be checking in. She's gonna be checking in during the show.
I'm interested to see what that's going to look like for sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it kind of plays out there. I was thinking about that too, going down there, but it's just I want to see how the experience is first.
Yeah,
before
there's
I run
people
down
and
there.
germs and whatnot.
Well, it's not even that, but it's like if everybody's kind of just there isolated, then
You want them
is it really that community camaraderie that we're looking for?
Right.
You know
What's
what I
the
mean?
atmosphere really like?
Right.
For sure.
I went to a Brewers room last Saturday to watch the 1 o'clock games, and I saw like 3 different tables of Eagles fans. And down here in South Florida, it's just kind of rare, but it's nice to see. It's nice to see, everyone's still coming out. They're trying to support. Everyone's trying to get things back together now that football is here. We finally feel normal again.
We're spread out across the country, man. Wow.
Oh yeah.
He says no fans equal no passion for Philly sports. I think
I
it's
went to the Virgin Islands on my honeymoon, and there's an Eagles bar there.
No way.
When we played the Giants on Monday night, it was legit. I had my Eagles jersey on, and the lady was coming out the elevator, and she was like, "You have to check out the Eagles bar behind the hotel. The owner's from Philly. He bought a bar. He stayed down here. He loves it. I'm telling you, there's no fan base like Philadelphia. None."
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I've been to numerous American cities, Seattle, Miami, obviously LA. There's just Eagles fans everywhere. And as you said, Prince, there's just bars owned by Eagles people. Like we're by far the number 1 fan base. Oh, and
someone's got to help our fan down here. He said there's no game in Florida on TV. Somebody hook him up with some kind of stream. Help the brother out.
Yeah.
You ever like trying to like watch the Eagles game somewhere, you get caught out and you need to watch the game from somewhere and some someone sends like an illegal link, and you're like, "Thank you, bro." And it'd be like,
to all my people out there hurting, I always just type in NFL streams Reddit into Google, and then you'll find your way.
Yes.
Yeah, crack
I've done that.
storms.
I've done that.
Now,
Gotta have your antivirus ready.
be careful.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go through some
ready.
pop-up ads, but you will eventually
Pop-up
find the link.
ad.
Yeah, and some other stuff on your computer.
I've been there. Drew says there's big
Bookmark.
Eagles Nation. Met Canadians in mine. Yo, Canadians be everywhere. Having a good time. Like, how the Eagles gonna win? And that's the beauty of Eagles Nation. Like, there's so many walks of life. We have one of our homies is from Guatemala. He rolled up to a tailgate. He's like, I love the podcast, and he had like coffee from Guatemala. I'm like, bro, this is from the mountains, And he was telling me about his father lived in, I believe, in Philadelphia, and bought him this Eagles shirt, and then that's how he became an Eagle fan. But it's people got crazy stories, man. We are going to be checking in with the Rabbit Hole out in San Diego.
Yep.
We're going to be also featuring one of our homies, Piccolo,
Homie.
out in LA, becoming an Eagle fan, and he's going to tell us how he became an Eagle fan. Because it's like you could be a diehard from Philly because it's in your nature, but when you're now in LA by yourself, repping the set, and you're an Eagle fan, we will be checking in with Piccolo shortly.
No biscuit.
Yep. Tom Moresco, another Cali boy, transplant from Philadelphia. He should be checking in a little bit as well. Do you guys want to? Anybody interested in the trivia question? I put together 50 trivia questions last night. Anybody interested?
How do we answer it?
Sure.
The person who gets the most right wins the Eagles jersey at the end of the show.
It's true.
Ooh.
Okay, so okay, I'll put them right now.
Yes, Eagles koozies as well.
Thanks, Kyle.
With Aquafina.
All right, so I think we got a good group here. So it's going to be 3 questions. First one to answer correctly gets the point. All right. All right. Question 1. What was the longest Eagles winning streak during the 2017 Super Bowl season?
11.
9.
Who said 9?
5.
It was 9. It was 9. Correct.
It was 9.
1 for Sam. All right. Since then, what has the longest winning streak been?
-3.
0?
Yeah, probably 3.
I was going to say
Right?
3.
Yeah,
I would say 3, but
Willie off the top rope with 4. It has been 4.
oh wait, no.
4 last year.
Baby, you smart. You very smart. Matter of fact, you a genius.
last year, right, to win the division 4.
Yes.
Why is Cal
And
like
wasn't it
that?
the end of
Why is
2018
Cal
as well?
Right.
What was that?
Why is Cal
The end of
like
2018 as well, wasn't it?
Oh, cheesy, man.
All right.
I've met DJ Khaled. He's like that in real life too.
Another one. Another one.
So this one's a little bit harder. Final question. During the 2010s decade, why is it not showing up?
Oh, my bad.
4.
Who's pressing buttons here?
My
Gail?
bad.
Having like a tug of war.
Yeah, really.
Gail's pressing
Stop
buttons.
touching the freaking keyboard. All right.
He's the button presser.
So during the 2010s decade, who on the Eagles had the most sacks in a single season?
Connor Bowen.
Oh,
Babin.
Jason Babin. 1 point for
Jason
each.
Babin.
Yes,
Wow.
Jason Babin in
Jason
2011 had 18 sacks.
Nope.
Greatest
man.
rusher since Reggie White. The
What was
greatest
that?
Eagles pass rusher since Reggie White. He would tell you.
What the hell is even that?
So
Chill, Daddy. Chill.
I
Daddy.
completely erased Jason Babin from my memory.
Is everything?
Yeah. 18 sacks.
I
I
thought-
don't remember
I thought
anybody got it.
Never have Eagles fans loathe sacks. Like we loathe when he got a sack, we was like, ugh.
The
We
wide
hated
nine.
19 sacks. We
Oh,
hated
God,
them.
that wide nine. Yikes.
The wide nine, baby.
Oh, God, I hated the wide nine.
Remember when what's the name would call Juanita?
Juan Castillo?
Yes.
Castillo, that joke?
The line coach would call him Juanita in meetings. Like, what are we?
That guy was the biggest joke.
My boy was up in I think he was in Canada, and he was at like a strip club in like Montreal or something, and he ended up and he ran into Jason Babin, and he took a photo. He's like took a photo of him and Babin. Like he took a photo. He's like, oh, there's Babin, and he's like, and Babin came up and he's like, dude, don't post that. Like don't. He's like, I'm not gonna post it. He's like, yeah, I don't want to.
Don't be telling on me.
I was like, I'll take a photo with you, but just don't post that.
Don't post it.
Like I'll give you autograph.
Jason Babbitt can be on this 4th of July right now. I wouldn't know what he looks like. So
I agree. I have to agree with Prince.
It's like, sorry, Babin, we doubted your little trip to Montreal, but
I thought Nate Jerry was black until last week. I thought Dallas
the man's
Goddard.
nickname is White Snake.
White Snake.
I don't even want to know. How
do you get that nickname?
White Snake?
I assume Prime would know it somehow.
I mean, how do you think you got it though?
Looking like that, there's.
Oh my God, White Snake.
We got people up in the comments, man.
What's going on with the comments?
Apparently, it's when he pulled dreads out. That looking like him. I don't think I could ever envision that or want to.
Yeah, man. You guys getting hyped? Who's your surprise breakout player for this game?
Rager.
Rager?
Jagerbomb.
Yeah.
Ragerbomb.
He is.
Jagerbomb.
He is. He gave me chills when they showed him run for that 50 because he slowed down.
Yes.
That's how much separation he had. He like slowed down. Once he gets with Deshaun Moore and learn the art of tracking the ball, I'm telling you. And if y'all remember it was like they was playing Madden those last 3 plays before the half. It was 3 straight go routes, and they were open on every single one. That's speed. So, yeah, Rager for me all day today.
You know, I've been thinking a lot about Carson Wentz's game and his maturation process. And I've been on the podcast, or last podcast, I was just talking about. I talk about it a lot, but you know, you can never go broke taking a profit. I feel like there are profit plays for Wentz to be, to be had in the short game. Like whether it's if you look at the interception. I believe it was Ertz that was sitting in the flats, wide open. I feel like sometimes, like he's, if it's missing the check down or missing guys short, I think, even if you look at that touchdown play on Ertz, I believe J-Jaw was wide open. Rager was open on the slant.
J-Jaw?
Yeah, he was wide open. But you're talking about his ability to stop eye banging some of his like Ertz and actually start going elsewhere, because we all know where you're going, Ertz down by the goal line, but it's that kind of trust factor. So I'm thinking like the maturation process means like you're trusting, you're seeing the field, you're spreading the ball around, you're getting the ball to people. Like, does that concern you guys about Wentz's game, that he's not really spreading the ball like we want him to spread the ball?
Yeah, I think he wants to make big plays all the time. And I think that's really part of the development of a quarterback. Right now, it's year 5 for him, so we want to see that kind of go away. And I think that we will see that as the season goes on. We saw at the end of last year, right? When he didn't have the weapons, he was kind of more willing to play that type of game. But now he has a ton of speed, and he wants to use those guys. But I really think it would be helpful, put it this way. Like, I'm not laying blame at the coaching staff, but it would be helpful if they kind of set him up early. Like we all loathe like the bubble screens with Aguilar and that kind of stuff. But if they do that with Rager and Jackson and guys like that, just to kind of get him in a rhythm early, I think it could pay big dividends today.
Now, Drew from YouTube, he says, what are they going to do with JJ?
He might be with Babin. We might be like, who's JJ?
JJ.
I think he's gonna have to have a game to where he catches 6 or 7 passes to get Carson comfortable with looking at his way. Because after last year, I think Carson, he falls out of trust very quickly. You notice he loves Ward, he loves Ertz, he loves D-Jack. He didn't necessarily really love Alshon as much either. So it's about once he sees you bailing him out or doing good things with the football, he'll start going to you more. I don't think he trusts JJ, and you can see it in the play. Like Gail said, JJ was open. Carson Wentz was probably like, okay, yeah, whatever. So unless JJ's going to play with Patrick Mahomes where he can look one way and throw it the other way, JJ ain't getting the ball. You can believe that. He ain't getting the ball. So another wasted pick unless he has an 8-catch performance and gets Carson on his back. So
you're not giving him the full season to show up, JJ?
Who?
JJ.
Man, listen. No. I'd rather see Babin at wide receiver right now. I'm out on JJ. I'm out.
Wow. I mean, one game. What if Wentz would have went to JJ on that one play, the whole vibe would have been different. Like even the whole vibe for Ertz would have been different because he wouldn't have had a touchdown and had no action. It would have been J-Jaw, and people would have been, praising him. Like he finally showed up.
Can we stop giving him a nickname? He doesn't deserve it. I'd rather say his whole name than trip up.
We've made that mistake before, man. We started calling Nelson Aguilar Nelly way before he deserved it.
I guess.
And then he sucked.
He definitely didn't earn that Nelly nickname prior to us calling him it.
Well, he did because of the strip club thing. He earned Nelly.
I don't know if that strip club thing was exactly the most complimentary story.
Now, Timothy Bracken says, "How y'all feel that? How you feel that the better Rager gets, the sooner D-Jack is gone? That the better Rager gets, the sooner D-Jack is gone."
I think Deshaun Jackson's gone after this year, regardless.
Yeah, I think they've got one foot out the door as is, and this is he's more of just kind of a bridge to Rager than he is so much like replacing him. You know what I mean? I think Deshaun Jackson has had a great career in the NFL. I think that he's definitely on the back end of it, and like our expectations aren't he's going to be our number one guy moving forward. I think Rager is obviously that guy that we're anticipating ends up taking that wide receiver 1 role after this season.
Now Breezy getting all spicy in the chat, like she like throwing shade at to Hightower was dropping passes left and right last week, and they still threw the ball to him
because Hightower has skill. He has separation. J-Jaw is just a guy to me when I look at him. Like I see Mac Hollins with a better curl, a better S curl. That's all I see. I don't see what they see in J-Jaw. And I may be wrong, but when you look at Hightower, he has speed, he has height, he can track the ball. He just got to learn. This ain't college. You got to come back for the football. You can't, and you got to concentrate all the time. Always be ready. So once he gets the NFL speed down, I can see Hightower doing better things than I can see J-Jaw right now. I'm out. I'm out on J-Jaw.
The speed is definitely more there with Hightower than it is with Arcega-Whiteside. I think what they want in J-Jaw is just a guy to be able to go up and get the ball at its highest point. Like that's what seems to be his entire draw. He seems like an Alshon Jeffrey type. But whether or not he's able to fill those shoes or not, that like Alshon Jeffrey, he hasn't he hasn't been out there, but he hasn't been as effective in our offense recently as when he first got here. So,
yeah, I mean, people do sleep on Alshon's ability to muscle out those sling.
I don't know if they sleep on it or they just haven't seen it in a long time. You know what I mean?
It's been a minute. But I do feel like that drop from the Saints game did something to him in a way.
Gail, I just got a text from Baldina. She said Alshon is doing well in his recovery. I just want to let y'all know.
Timothy says they want JK to be younger. Alshon, it's. I mean, that's in theory. You know, he had what he led the nation in contested catches.
Yeah.
19. Shout out to George, always repping the set. Go Birds. Kevin says, did anyone talk about the last drop ball to Ertz for the first down? My man was open. That really cost us the game.
Yeah. He was blatantly wide open for it, and he just went through his hands. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah.
And does any play like that shows Carson Wentz in a nutshell? Like, he'll be bad, and then he'll put something right on the money to somebody, and they drop it, and then the narrative doesn't change on Carson. It's like, see, and it's like, oh, he had him. Like, sometimes you gotta bail your quarterback out. You gotta help him, and I think that's why I think Ertz more than anybody, he's really gonna rebound because he really know he let his boy down on that one. He really did.
But, like, to speak on that point, like, don't you think that if it comes down to one play, he should have done more throughout the rest of the game so that it wouldn't have had to come down to that one play,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But your stars help you out. I mean, how many times we've seen it? Like, sometimes you just got to help your quarterback. You got to.
Mhm.
Like, they're not all going to be perfect. You got to help them out. We done seen them. Like, Alshon helped when Carson threw the touchdown with a bad ACL. He picked that off the ground. Like, sometimes you just got to help. You got to help him.
Yep.
He definitely has to do better before then, though, as well.
You know who's going to help us? Our man Marcus. Marcus coming in, man. How you doing, man?
Marcus.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Marcus looking like Maya Love.
In the car.
At first I thought Brandon Brooks was checking. I was like, yo, Brandon Brooks is checking in.
Oh, man.
You going to get into the parking lot there?
Hey, Marcus, you got a point for today. How you feeling? How you feeling about the Eagles?
He's a lot skinnier now. You know, he thinned out. He bulked up, and he thinned out a little bit.
Yo, he's actually losing a little bit too much weight. He looks like he's about to start doing some Tai Chi with Mr. Miyagi. I'm like, bro, like,
yo, he looks incredible. Yo, he's not human, yo.
For real.
Oh, his
When he gets
recovery
hurt.
times are they're unhuman. Like, I've never seen anything like it.
Hey, Marcus, if you flip your phone to
flip
the side, there you go.
Oh, bet. I got you.
There you go.
So how you feeling about the game today, Marcus? You feel like you feeling good about this? You getting good vibes?
Yeah, you know, of course we got to address the elephant in the room, talking about the line. You know, with Lane there, I think the communication improves. I think that's the big point there. Yes, he's a physical presence, but I think that leadership that he brings to the line kind of brings them together a little bit. But what we're really looking for is more Deshaun Jackson. I know that, you know, he's had that injury history, and the coach is really trying to keep him for all 16 games, right? He's really trying to keep him held down. But we need him on the field. And how does that trade-off look at the end of the year? You know, maybe you give him less reps towards the end of the year once the record's a little bit more established. But I'm looking for more Deshaun Jackson. I'm looking for more of those intermediate routes. You look at the first game last year against Washington, where he had a lot of intermediate routes. Yes, he had the 2 bombs, but he had some intermediate routes that played really well into our hands. They need to open up the middle of the field for Zach Ertz. But that's my next point. Zach Ertz looked totally dejected after the first quarter last week, and that was something that I was a little disappointed in. You know, we know his contract struggles right now, and listen, I can't say I empathize with him because I'm not a multi-million-dollar athlete. I get that, but I do think the Eagles are on the wrong side of this, as they've been with many veterans. But he needs to show that he wants to be on this team. On the field. That drop last week, I know that sometimes he has those gaffes, but I don't know, man. You look at the situation that he's got and just his body language overall, you see him on the sidelines, and I'm just not impressed.
Yeah, I really do feel like a certain way about him dropping that ball, about some of the comments that were said, just the whole contract negotiations going a little sour. I think the Eagles, might have offended him coming back with the lower. There's a report that the
Rightfully so.
number that came back was lower than the first. So that whole Joe Banner idea of like, players in their 30s, are they worth it? Him scoring that touchdown in the Super Bowl and his ability as a route runner, crafty route runner, not the yak guy as Travis Kelce. He's not the monster blocker, Kittles. But he is what he is. And I think he's he's a really good tight end. He's one of Carson Wentz's best friends on the team.
Yeah, so Jordan Matthews.
Do people not swallow Jason Witten whole? And
excuse me,
they're pretty much the same players. I'm being honest. Like
I got to time mark that.
Like people,
50, 45.
People be riding Jason Witten, and he's like 85 years old, but they want to get rid of Ertz because he's 30.
I'm not a huge fan.
He's going to be running.
Hey, we got a news flash. Jordan Matthews is checking in.
Right.
because you gathered up yards in the slot. That's why we don't want you.
And it's funny. Witten is Ertz's favorite player, one of his favorite players. And that longevity you talk about, players playing. He played with Dallas for the longest time.
Until his hair fell out.
Wanting to be that, that guy for the Eagles. And I think if he came back with a team-friendly kind of contract, like he said, his family moved here, his mom moved here, his brother moved here. He wants to be here. So, like, I don't know what is a reasonable deal for Ertz.
Do you pay him for what he's done? Because I think that's the thing that a lot of people are missing. Yes, I understand the future, but like with the Westbrook deal towards the end of Westbrook's career, you pay him for what he's done. He's held down the offense, especially when we're playing with tin cans in the wide receiver room. No offense to Burnett and those guys, but he held it down. So I think you have to pay him for what he's done, and move from there. Maybe in the next couple of years, you look at moving him or whatever the case may be. I'm not a GM, but I think you pay him for what he's done. But I'm out of here, guys. I got my Starbucks order I got to put in. Good talking with you guys.
Take it easy, bro. Thanks for checking in.
Take it easy.
Catch you guys later. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Now, big fish, little boat, because, bro,
who else is...
Two Pro Bowl tight ends is a luxury we can't afford. We need O-line help and depth help, obviously.
I hate that thinking.
I don't like that thinking either.
Like, when you say trade Ertz, you're talking about, like, the thing that you're completely disregarding is trade away one of Wentz's favorite targets in this entire offense.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, he's such a crucial piece to this offense. Whether or not he had a superb game in week 1 or not, he is Wentz's safety blanket, whether you like it or not. He's a sure-handed catcher, and he's a guy that, like, him dropping that ball last week, that was a fluke. That was not Zach Ertz. That was something that happened. No. That shit happens, but, like, it's not something that is a regular ordeal. So, like, you better, like, if you're talking about trading Ertz, the return has to be insane. And, like, I don't think that there's anything that would be offered out there that would be juicy enough for me to be okay with trading Ertz.
Yeah, I have a message for everyone. Relax.
You have to remember the most important statement in all of football: cap space is relative. It's just
right. Look at the Rams. Look at the Rams. They don't even know how they're doing.
Chiefs.
They don't even know how they're doing.
It's just relative. It's all relative, and for all the bad that Howie is not good at drafting, he is good with the cap, so he'll figure it out.
He is selectively good with the cap, though, because how many times have we seen the clear fit and free agency or available, and how he won't pull the trigger? It's smartest man in the room syndrome all the time. I'm starting to I can't defend Howie anymore with any of some of the things that he does or don't do.
It's the only thing I forgive him for is the cap, because that's what he's truly good at.
The cap,
I'll give him give him a pass on the cap. Drafting, he sucks at.
So someone else will give a pass. This fucking guy.
This fucking guy.
This fucking guy. What's up, guys?
Yoey.
Yeah, what's happening?
How you doing, man?
Turn your camera sideways so we can see.
Yeah. Why are you black? Are you black?
First.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey.
What's up, E?
What's happening, guys? Just wanted to come
What's
on
up,
and say
buddy?
hello. Happy home opener. I'm literally sitting on my tailgate trailer right now, just kind of crying to myself, thinking about what it would be like to hang out with all of yous down in parking lot F1. I miss you, so I just had to pop on and say what's up.
You still making the family go to the bathroom in the trailer on game day, even though it's like sitting on the driveway?
Yo, first of all, having your own private family bathroom so you don't got to sit in
Game
line
changer,
for the
bro.
fucking porta
Game
john.
changer.
Game changer.
As a
Game
frequent
changer.
goer, I can tell you that it's got to be a game
Oh, they let you in?
Frequent
No,
goer.
They
No.
they did.
No, I waited in the porta potty line with the rest.
Yeah,
of
with the rest of the
everybody.
schmucks. Yeah, you gotta go in line.
And then we have fucking Black Rob trying to use the family porta john and scaring the
He
shit
wasn't
out of his
using
mom.
the family porta john. He was using the family truck, pissing on a tire. Black Rob is forever going down in history as the only guy that's been kicked out of the tailgate. Only guy that's been kicked out.
Yeah, man. Is it weird not being down at the stadium? Like I feel like I'm going through it. I feel like it's not the same, but obviously we're trying to be to be safe here. But there's people going to be at Xfinity today.
There's people going to be. I thought about going down. You know this, Gail. I thought about going down. I was actually going to stop by Prime's and see his new fan cave. But just the way they made it sound down there, the way they were locking down the roads and whatnot. I just had this image in my head that there was going to be like a police presence there, and the last thing the timeline needed was to get a hold of a report that E got arrested because he was venturing too close to the stadium. They would have had a field day with that one. I'd have been like, "Yo, I know Prince Blue. He's a cop. Don't I get like a PBA card or something like that?"
You get the Cuba Gooding treatment. You got that one, Gail?
I missed that.
The Cuba Gooding treatment.
Now, if you got a PBA card and a Dunkin' Donuts gift certificate, you're good.
So yeah, to answer your question, it's strange. Truth be told, I've missed 5 games since that stadium opened.
Wow.
And that was due to either emergencies or funerals or other obligations where I couldn't sit. This is the first time I'm going to be watching a home game from home since 2002. It's
No shit.
It's a little weird. It's good to have the family around, but it's going to be strange.
Think about how much your life has changed since your last home Eagles game you've watched at home.
Bro.
Bizarre.
Bro. You got no idea.
I mean, the only thing I don't miss is like waking up at like 5 a.m.
I was up at 3. Literally,
Yeah.
I think I was up at 3 o'clock, and I'm
Was
like,
that your body clock, or did you set it that
clock.
way?
No, body clock. Body
Damn.
clock just was like, oh, it's Eagles home game. I got to be down there. I mean, normally, what time is it? What time is it right now?
11:30.
We'd be packing up the tailgate by now, dude. We'd be packing it up to go into the stadium.
Yeah.
So we would have been down there, left the house by 3:30, been in line. Lots open up at 6:30, and we'd have been partying since then.
Yeah.
But it is. What it
and
is.
shout out to Puga. Yeah. Puga's been a fan of the tailgates and he hasn't been able to travel over here and join us because that was all canceled. So no poon for Puga this year.
He's got to find his poon locally, I guess. That's a shame.
He's got to get the P for P.
Yeah.
Hashtag P for P.
Gonna have to settle with those beautiful Texas girls. Shame.
Nobody explained that one to Prince.
What's that? Oh, P for P. Prince, are you aware about P for P?
No.
So Puga, somewhat of a tailgating legend, ended up getting some poon in a porta potty once.
Guys, I will see you. I gotta go to church. What?
Yeah, one time Puga comes back from the porta john with all smiling, all happy faced.
You had your I just got laid look on your face right now.
And I went over to him. I'm like, dude, did you just smash? And he's like, yeah, man. I'm like, where? It's packed. He's porta potty. Yeah, go to church. Go to church.
I don't know what's worse.
You got some serious game to pull in the porta
Him
potty.
doing it in the porta potty, or when E asked him, did he just get smashed? He said, yeah. Like he asked him, did he have a beer? Like, yeah. Don't you in the porta potty? Like, what? Oh my
check
God.
that off the bucket list.
Yeah.
We should have had 4th and John like tailgate bingo. You know what I mean? Where you got to like beer bong, smash in a porta potty. You know what I mean? Run off a Dallas fan.
Oh yeah.
Now who on this panel will have the most people in line at their porta potty?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What?
If we had a porta potty smash, who would have the most people at their porta potty?
Oh, like the smash porta potty? Who would have like the
Dude, yeah, him. Point at him. You know who it is. You know who it is. I retired.
I am back on the market, so it might happen. I might find myself in a porta potty one day.
Literally, put her in the fucking bathroom.
Yeah,
put her in the fucking bathroom.
I'm waiting in the bathroom. Put her in there.
Yo, conversation goes off the rails, bro.
Quickly.
But seriously, guys, I gotta go watch church with the wife. Thank you for having me on. E, good job. Miss you, man. Miss everybody.
Listen, cut it out. I've been checking on these streams. The guys have been absolutely killing it. The guys have been absolutely killing the streams.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
Thank you, man. Prince, thank you for checking in, man. We appreciate it.
Yep. See ya.
Say a prayer for Carson.
Oh,
speaking of
the O-line.
Yeah, man.
Peace out, guys.
It's a weird time, man, not being at the stadium, bro. Like I'm. It's like that first time we're running up the steps and being like, it's game time, and you're like, yo, it's about to be on. Like the energy is crazy, and you're rushing to get your seats. All the game day rituals. We're not doing that today. So
you're not making me feel any better, Gail.
Like when you were watching the game last week, how close did you come to another infamous fix-it video? I mean, I feel like you had to have been feeling some sort of way watching that 17-point lead just crumble before our eyes against Washington, no less, a team with no fucking name. They're coming in here stomping all over us in the second half. What were your thoughts?
Dude, I mean, it was obviously a tale of two halves, and good teams don't do that. Good teams don't allow a 17-0 lead just escape from them and they looked great. I mean, the pocket was holding up. Carson looked accurate. Carson looked like he had time. The defense was making plays, but it was just it's one thing to come out and just look bad from the get-go, and that's like, okay, the game plan, there was something wrong with the game plan, or maybe the Washington football team just did their job and out-schemed you. Maybe that wasn't your day. Maybe you just got beat. But in the same way that the Eagles lost to the Carolina Panthers a few years back, or in the same way that they lost to the Tennessee Titans, like when you have a lead and then you blow said lead, and it's not like the Redskins beat you. You beat yourselves.
100%.
That is evidence of a larger problem, and that is the trademark of just a bad football team.
Yeah. And did that kind of reset your expectations for what we're supposed to see this year?
The fan in me wants to say yes, but honestly, I didn't know what to expect this year. Yeah. I mean, with everything that was going on, and I'm having trouble understanding if they're going to recapture the same kind of. The further I get from 2017, I've seen on the timeline the last couple of weeks the word fluke being used a lot.
Yes.
Lightning in a bottle,
as if that's a negative. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a rat's ass if it was a fluke. If fluke means rings and parades and partying on Broad Street, you can fluke me up all you want. I don't give a shit. But the further I get from 2017, the more I realize that was kind of coming to grips with that was just our year. There's no such thing as the new norm. We sold our souls to the devil for a Super Bowl, and the devil's name is injury, and the hell is a blue medical tent.
God.
I think about the chemistry. That's the one thing about that team we saw. Like, you saw that team gel together. I always go back to that conversation about, I heard a girl was talking about, she was a babysitter for one of the Eagles players. She was mentioning to her dad, like, how these Eagle players would, like, 17 guys would show up to the house and just, like, hang out together. They were friends off the field, on and off the field. And even, like, some people might bash Joe Douglas for some of the, like, if like he might have set the board how he picked the guys, but he also brought in these guys to assemble, veterans that, whether it be Chris Long, Patrick Robinson, Alshon Jeffrey, he assembled guys that were good team players. So I think you're looking at these teams, like, how are they? Is the harmony right with the squad? This is a new squad, but is the harmony right with this 2020 squad?
No, the vibe's completely off. That's the other problem going into it. The vibe's completely off. You got Jason Peters brought in to play right guard, doesn't want to move the left guard unless he makes more money. Whether he's right or wrong on that, it's just weird. It's just strange in general. And then our Doug Peterson gives him the pat on the back. He decides he's going to move to left tackle, and then he gets his contract. Zach Ertz is having a verbal altercation with Howie Roseman about his contract on.
How
the
weird
TV.
was that,
dude? It's so strange. It's so strange.
Yeah.
So just the vibe was off going into the
vibe is off.
The vibe is off, dude. The vibe is off.
It was so negative. A lot of negative vibes on that first game.
I think that's the thing that we've been echoing this entire time. Is just about, like, Zach Ertz has always been such a team player, has always been quiet, shows up, does his job, and for him to be having that blowout argument, do you think he's starting to feel Dallas Goedert on his heels? Do you think that he is feeling that the Eagles are planning to move on from him?
Yeah, he's not a dummy.
Yeah,
he's smart enough. Zach Ertz was the same exact age that Brent Selleck was when they drafted Zach Ertz in the second round.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's no different. The plan remains the same, and that's it. That is that Dallas Goedert will be the heir apparent to Zach Ertz when the time is right, and the time is coming sooner than later. My biggest problem is when he got Zach Ertz saying this, when you have Jason Peters saying this, when leaders, when veterans start looking out for themselves instead of looking out for the team, that's an indication. That's evidence of a larger problem. So again, going into the season, did change my expectations. I kind of going into it.
Yeah, I think nobody wants to feel basic, and if Ertz is like, shit, I'm the basic bitch, man.
Yeah,
like Dallas Goedert is like running all over the field, making catches, making it look easy,
breaking tackles, doing things tight ends should be doing.
That is the thing with, like, when players are, like, forcing themselves. You have a guy behind you, like, breathing down your neck. It forces you to perform, like, but sometimes it makes guys either pushes you the wrong way or pushes you the right way. Like, some guys can play with that heat behind them, some guys can't. But I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go to Ertz early in these games.
And tight end isn't exactly the only position where we have players breathing down each other's neck for playing time. E-Rock, what are your thoughts on the emergence of Josh Sweat this season and potentially taking over Derek Barnett's spot?
I've had a boo in the chamber for Derek Barnett for years.
I know you have.
Yeah. Listen,
you've had that.
They need more production at the defensive end position opposite of Brandon Graham. This is nothing new. This is something that we've been saying for a while. Vinny Curry obviously goes down.
Say to his face, man.
I've had a boo in the chamber for you since you were drafted on the Art Museum steps. Now it's good to see. You just need more. Okay, one game is good. You need consistency. You need cohesiveness. You need reliability. We've been looking at that opposite end of Brandon Graham for a while now. It's good to see the interior of the defensive line. I mean, Malik Jackson was balling out the first half of that game against Washington. So the middle is going to be good, especially with Is Hargrave playing?
Yes,
Hargrave is playing.
Yeah, he's fine.
So that's nasty. The middle of that line, nasty. You just need to make sure the edges are secure, especially against Jared Goff. You know Sean McVay is going to be in his ear constantly. They're going to be getting to the line early. Sean's going to be giving Jared, all these instructions and stuff like that. That's how they run that offense. And if you don't get to the quarterback, I'm sick of the Philadelphia Eagles era where they almost got to the quarterback. Too long it's been they almost got to the quarterback. And it can't happen anymore.
It's true. It's true. We don't have like 10 sack seasons anymore from our defensive line. Like it's been so long.
No, it's been forever. Hey guys, I'm gonna run. I appreciate you letting me jump on for a second. I'm feeling some sort of way, being as this is the home opener and we're not down all there tailgating together. But I did want to jump on and say to you guys that these live streams are absolutely phenomenal. I've been checking in silently, and I don't care, but I've been checking in and watching you guys, and you guys are absolutely killing it. You're killing it on Instagram. You're doing a phenomenal job. So proud of you guys. It was great to see Gail the other day. He stopped by. I made him enchiladas. How was your ass after them enchiladas?
I got a brick for a stomach, man. I could.
You good?
Eat in.
You good? Because I was hurting the next day.
I like some seafood next time. Don't be.
You want some seafood? Hey, listen, I'll cook you up all night.
Thank you for checking in, man. It was good talking to you.
Hey, man. Hey, great seeing you guys.
This guy's internet. Job.
Man, I kind of wanted to ask him some Eagles trivia too, because I know he's big on the Eagles' little fun facts and nuggets.
Shout out to Breezy in the chat.
Breezy,
what's up? What's up?
How you feeling? Bringing good vibes. You feeling W's this morning? Did you wake up?
I want to apologize for last week. I'm pretty sure we lost because I was not intoxicated. So
tell me you started early. Yes. Mimosa season.
What do we got here? Mimosas?
No.
Oh,
screwballs. No, screwdriver is what I meant.
No, this is orange juice and absolute citron.
Wow. She's getting down today.
This morning.
I knew it was orange juice.
I have got a Snapple iced tea.
Good job.
I got nothing in front of me.
And I have the coffee for Philadelphia.
Staying hydrated with the 4th and John koozie.
There you go.
This is branding, Breezy. This is branding.
I see.
It's the greatest branding.
So how are you doing today? Did you wake up with that thought today that like this is where, last week shit happens. It was our preseason game. This was the home opener. Did you wake up with a feeling today?
Listen, the Eagles are going to win today. Plain simple. Like, I woke up this morning and it was just like, it was a bigger feeling, or I would say a better feeling than last week.
Yep.
Like they're gonna be in South Philly today. Like you don't lose in South Philly. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if they do catch an L,
they're not.
I'm not even going there. I'm not even going.
Yeah, they're not. They're not going to catch an L. For what?
I do feel like having the muscle up the middle. I feel like they can shut down the run game. I feel like they have the ability to pressure Goff, get him off the mark. And earlier on in the show, I was talking about some of the key matchups that we might have today. I feel like that's a key matchup right there. Shutting down one of his solid slot receivers.
Yep.
Looking at Darius Slay versus Robert Woods, also a key matchup. Yep. I think we win there.
Yep.
Taking away his two top wide outs, and then this is the one that's Jason Kelce, calling these protections. This is gonna be a tricky one.
He's got to be better. He knows what kind of player Aaron Donald is. It's no secret. He was literally tossing players around last week. Like, he needs to be better, and that's on him. If Wentz gets sacked even more than like 3 or 4 times today, is Jason.
A lot. I mean, 8 was a ton last week. I mean, I really If I would have liked to have asked Mark Drumheller earlier about the player props, how many sacks Aaron Donald is expected to get today. I don't know. I think the over might be in play.
I mean, overall, do you guys, we'll go around the room? Do you guys feel like do you feel like the Eagles have a chance to slow down Aaron Donald?
Slow down, yes. Stop, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Slow him down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Slow down.
There's no question. But I don't know how much. I don't know how easy it's going to be to completely shut down a 2-time defensive MVP.
Yeah.
Just that's
it's weird.
He's the defensive MVP for a reason.
I mean, Aaron Donald is one of my favorite players, and it's weird. Yeah. He's just always had that.
Gail's been moist gang the past few days of Aaron Donald.
He's so good, bro. Like, I mean, like he's not like the most like biggest dude on the field. He's like compact and he's stronger than an ox. Like, and he's throwing guys. You see him. Did you see him throw Ezekiel Elliott last week?
He picked him up like a child.
Yeah, he's what, like 230 pounds? He just tossed him like a rag doll.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Personally, one of my favorite plays, but you know.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Prime, are you driving, Prime?
Yeah. What's up?
Actually driving. What's up?
I just got finished the game. I'm trying to rush to hurry up and get back home so I can get into the Eagles gear. And
he's got it propped up.
Did you win?
I'm sure that's only half illegal.
That was one of the reasons why I couldn't get back on, because I was too into the game. We ended up pulling off the victory at the last inning.
That's good omen. That's good juju for today.
Yes, sir, it is.
Hey, look at this from Jeffrey. Shout out to Jeffrey. Hurts is number 2 today.
Oh yeah, Ertz is inactive.
That is interesting. Do we see Ertz take the field Hurts take the field at any point today, you think?
I think
did they roll out that package?
Did they roll out the Taysom Hill package?
Yes. Yes.
You called for it.
Yes. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I was calling for some trick plays.
Timothy says the ball has to come out quick from Carson. I think Timothy makes a good point. I mean, like last week, I mean, you can't be holding on the ball too quick. Get rid of the ball if you have to. At the end of the day, it's about getting Wentz in the right situations. Shout out to Mark. Roll Wentz out today, away from Donald. Prayer emoji. I mean, I think you got to get Wentz moving.
Yeah. Well, like I don't know why we didn't see that so much
What's
last
up,
week.
Yo Rod 215? Welcome to the stream.
I'd like to see Wentz rolled out. I mean, that seems to be when he's most effective, is when he's outside the pocket, making plays, outside of the pocket.
That's when he's most comfortable.
That's when he's most comfortable, and especially behind a line like this, behind a line that like someone could pop through at any minute. If he could just roll out and then get to a place where he feels comfortable, he's away from the defenders, and quickly sling something out there. Hopefully, someone's open downfield. Like that. That's where he shines.
Shout out to John. He said Hurts ?
Yes.
Exclamation mark.
Yes.
Yeah, Hurts is active today, John. John, do you think Hurts is going to get a little package this week? Maybe a couple plays. But if he gets in there, Eagle fans will, overreact. What does this mean? What are they doing?
It's not going to mean anything. Like, my God, I wish people would just like stop with that, because it's really annoying. And
never going to stop.
And Wentz is the quarterback of this franchise. Period. Doesn't matter if we drafted somebody in the second round. It doesn't matter. Wentz is going to play in Philadelphia and be the starting quarterback until his contract expires and it's not renewed.
Say it again.
Good story. Sick of that shit.
Bingo. Fucking bingo, man. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, hey, but I'm gonna share a comment that's going to trigger Evan in a certain way.
Oh.
Kyle says, does Wentz have a fumbling problem? This is one of the things that me and Evan
I know Kyle. I know Kyle's doing this to trigger me. So me and Kyle are close. Yeah, he does have a fumbling problem. This is a thing that me, Kyle, and another one of our friends gotten into an argument. And like it really speaks to the Wentz stands out there I love Wentz. Like I don't want anyone to get it twisted. He's my guy. Just like Bree said, he is the starting quarterback of this team until they do not renew his contract. I completely believe that. But can we please, I'm begging you guys, can we take the kitty gloves off and just call a spade a spade? Wentz has played 57 career games. He has 50 fumbles. He has 19 fumbles in his last 12 games. How can you tell me that he doesn't have a fumbling problem? The argument I got into, not with Kyle, but with another friend of ours, was that, well, at the end of the games, when the game's already out of reach, he tries to make too much happen and he fumbles, but the game's already out of reach, so they're not bad fumbles. What's a good fumble? Somebody tell me what a good fumble is, because I've never seen a good fumble in my life. 50 fumbles.
That's a good fumble.
50 fumbles with 50 fumbles. The number is what the number is.
Look,
Am I wrong?
Everyone's coming here to talk about Carson's fumbles. What's up, guys? Puga, Jimmy to the stream.
Puga, where? Did you have your ears ringing? We were talking about you not too long ago.
I was actually watching. I was watching that whole thing. I was on my way back from work, and yeah, those were good times, to say the least. It's funny that we're talking about how we're missing being at the link right now, and we're tailgating it up, starting it early, like at 8:00. And
we started at 9:30 today. Oh, are you talking about down at the lots? Yeah,
at the lots. And it's funny because I was going through my pictures the other day, and I came across the video of E-Rock giving beer bong baptisms. It's funny that you had him on also, because I was going to ask him if I can be ordained to give myself a beer bong baptism before today's home opener to keep the tradition going.
Hey, just pour a beer on yourself or something.
All right.
Not in the house.
Puga got fans all over the place.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that.
Puga is my dad's a big fan of Puga. Yeah, like really? he hung out with the pop.
Well, game respects game, bro.
He's like, how's your buddy doing over there?
I've always liked what he's been up to.
Yeah, no, Gail's dad's awesome.
Speaking of fans all over, we got a packed house right now. Mr. Tommy Oresco out on the left coast.
The birthday boy.
Happy birthday,
my birthday. I don't even know where to look at.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, everyone's blowing me up on Twitter right now. I'm like replying to every single one. So it's great. I'm just ready for tomorrow already. But yeah,
I got extra respect for the people that actually do go through and answer all those messages.
Tom has the swag going on. Look at that. Is that the old school?
Mitchell and Ness,
that's the new joint. That's the new joint. So hey Tom, so how you feeling about what's your initial feeling? Did you wake up feeling like Dubs are in the building, or?
I'm always nervous before games. Every game. I've been watching games for years, and I get nervous before every game. So today, I think they got to protect the quarterback. I mean, you saw last week how that went. So if they can figure out a way to do that, then I think they win.
Yeah, I feel like, getting after, Jared Goff is huge. I think getting that pressure on him. I think getting that interior pressure on him early. I think shutting down the run game. I think Darius Slay and NRC locking up his two targets are very key. Who would be your surprise breakout player on the defense today?
On the defense, I don't know if it's going to be a surprise, but I'm looking for a big game out of Rodney McLeod, the veteran back in the secondary. He's the guy with the experience. He's been around the block with us, so I think if he can kind of set that tone, get an early turnover, maybe takeaway. I think they'll have a chance to set that tempo early. But being at home, I mean, I know there's no fans. It kind of sucks, but you look for your veteran guys to make plays, the guys you trust and rely on. And I think Rodney's that guy on defense. And, he's going to have to come up with something big today. Kind of one of our leaders, so he's got to come up with something big today for sure.
Yeah, he's a key piece. I stepped away for a moment. What is your thoughts on the whole Zach Ertz controversy that emerged this week?
I don't even know. I mean, I've been all about keeping Ertz in Philly for the rest of his career, and since
You're a true Ertz stan.
True Ertz stan from day one. Love Ertz. Always said it's hard to get open in the NFL, and the way he does it on a consistent basis every year, you got to keep him. But I saw.
Do you feel like there's writing on the wall?
Yeah,
Dallas Goedert?
I saw a guy named Dallas Goedert have a pretty darn good game last week, and he looks like he took a leap this year. I mean, he really looks different. Last year, I wasn't ready to move on, make him top tight end, but with how he looked last week, I could see a clear difference on the screen. So he's not going to let up. He's not going to let it. He's not going to let it be easy for them to give Ertz that extension. He's going to try to make that decision difficult on him, not, in a malicious way. Obviously, he's just playing ball, but he's going to make it tough on Howie Roseman for sure. So we'll see what they do. We definitely need help in other areas, so we'll see what they do. But I have nothing against keeping Ertz. I think he has a big bounce back week this week too, especially with all the talk and Carson knowing about the talk, and that's his guy. So I think he's going to definitely get going early with Ertz, and I hope it's one of those 10-catch games for him, one of those big ones. But, Dallas is definitely an option that creates mismatches on the other side. So we'll have to see what happens with that for sure.
So I think we're all buying into the two tight end sets. I think the harmony, this is the kind of harmony we're looking for between these two guys.
Yeah.
All the love, all the touchdowns, Wentz going to his weapons on the seams, the receivers causing havoc on the outside. And then a guy who we're not really talking about enough about, this guy, his name is Miles Sanders, aka Booby.
Booby.
How are you guys going around the room? Jimmy, how are you feeling about having Miles Sanders back?
I'm very, very excited. I think I'm very excited about a lot of these guys being back. 2 huge players on offense, 2 huge players on defense that are definitely going to help this team out. So having Lane Johnson's really going to move things forward, but you have to establish the run to be able to do all these fancy little plays that I don't know why they wanted to try to do last week, taking time to develop a play when you're getting murdered within seconds. So got to change that up. That definitely is going to be a lot easier with a guy like Miles Sanders. I love what Tom was saying here about Ertz. I think Ertz also has a big bounce back game because of the fact of Miles Sanders being back. I think that's going to allow those guys to eat over the middle. Jalen Ramsey, watching Deshaun Jackson, so maybe Rager too. But yeah, Miles Sanders is going to make this whole offense finally click. So I'm more than excited to have Miles Sanders back.
Breezy, how you feeling about Booby?
Listen, I said it last week. This offense misses him bad. They miss him like it's disgusting. It's almost like the offense doesn't work without Miles Sanders. Like you can always plug in like Boston Scott here, Corey Clement there, what's his face, Huntley over here.
Wow. Put some respect on man's name.
Listen, but where was the run game last week? All of this stuff is happening and nobody showed up. So I think that they need Miles Sanders to set the tone, and then everybody else will literally fall in line.
Yeah.
Miles is the leader of that running back room right now. And when he's not there, it crumbles. And we saw it last week.
Now, so what do you guys in the group? What do you guys think about the news of Devonta Freeman showing up for a workout?
That's definitely interesting to me. I mean, Miles Sanders has been talking about Corey Clement this offseason, saying how Corey Clement is looking like Super Bowl year Corey Clement, how he's really showing improvement. I mean, I didn't see much of that going on this past game. Granted, they didn't have a great offensive line in front of them, but like if I am choosing between Devonta Freeman and Corey Clement, and those are my 2 options, I think it's pretty easy to decide. I'm not gonna, try and overthink that one.
Now, does Yo Rod 215 make sense here? He says Miles is like the total package. Is he there?
The total package. There is no he's like there. He is the total package.
Oh, okay.
He is already.
We saw that last year. He is the total package.
I think he'll catch a lot out of the backfield this week too. Taking advantage of those linebackers. I think he'll not just running. So total package.
FC Ant says Miles is stud, but Doug gave up on the run game. I think last week that was something that even though you got to just keep them honest as a part of just having the run game in the mix to keep them honest. I think, whether you can dial up the play action off that, I think utilizing Wentz's mobility, I think that's what you have to do moving forward. Now, with any of you, or any of you guys on that whole Fournette Sanders 2020 movement?
What was that?
I was.
Well, people were like, sign Leonard Fournette. Some people wanted him badly, but not me.
No.
I put a meme out there. People got a little butthurt. I was like, yo, it's just a meme. Have a good time with it.
I'm honestly really surprised that Devontae Freeman hasn't been signed yet to this point. Like he's a good running back, and the fact that he's not on a roster at this point is kind of shocking to me.
Yeah.
Unless he's being that stubborn on whatever number he's looking for, that he's like really that he's really expecting that he's going to get that. I mean, we saw how that worked out for Le'Veon Bell. So
on a scale of 1 to 10, going around the room, what do you guys think the probability of them signing Devontae Freeman?
I would put it at a 5.
5? Really?
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
What do you got?
Depends on that number that he's looking for and what we can actually give.
Yeah.
If he's asking for too much, like the workout was pointless.
Yeah, I mean, if we end up bringing in Devontae Freeman and signing him, and then I can't imagine there's going to be any sort of length to that deal. But I can imagine after Ertz putting up a big stink about his contract, then we go and sign Devontae Freeman. He's not going to be too happy about it.
That's gonna be a slap in the face. Honestly, it's gonna be a slap in the face. If we don't get Devontae Freeman here for like $2 million for the rest of the year, like that's really all that that's all that I can.
Yeah, I don't think he bites for $2 million, to be honest.
Yeah,
well, you're right. He doesn't, then fine, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have Zach Ertz here for the next 6 years with Carson and with the development of Dallas than to have Devontae Freeman here for a year and we still have an issue with the running game.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
You guys agree with Yorod 215? He says lost trust in Scott and Clement. Did you guys lose trust from last week?
One game.
No, I didn't lose trust.
No.
They sucked, yes.
Just one game.
I mean, that doesn't equate to loss of trust. It's Doug gave up on the run game because he got scared, so he started playing emotionally, which makes him call more passing plays. It's that simple. We saw it all last year. Anytime the running game was trash, Carson was throwing over 40 times in a game.
Now, the other thing is Devonta Freeman has got hurt over the last couple of years. He has been as durable. But again, I think if you're looking at a veteran guy, just having that. Now, would you rather had Jordan Howard back?
Maybe. You need a veteran.
Devontae Freeman?
You need a veteran running back for sure. I mean, you see it around the league. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to be, we're a Miles Sanders injury away from having 2 role players as our starting running backs. So you see a couple games here from Corey Clement, Super Bowl year, all that. Boston Scott, couple plays made, but being an actual full-time player in the NFL is hard. And there's, a reason, a guy like Devontae Freeman lasted a couple years because he could handle that. And having that insurance, kind of like the year that Le'Veon Bell and D'Angelo Williams were playing for Pittsburgh, and Le'Veon had that suspension early in the year, and D'Angelo, I'm like, you that to think about it, if our starter gets hurt, he's the backup. That becomes the starter. So I think a veteran running back should have been signed 2 months ago. I don't know why Devontae Freeman's even still out there, like Evan was saying. He's good, and there. I mean, obviously the injuries, like Dale pointed out, probably why he's still out there, probably asking for a little bit higher price, waiting for a team to get desperate. But we kind of are right now because if Miles goes down, we got 2 role players, and Corey Clement stinks. So,
bingo.
I mean, he's got horrible vision, horrible feet, no speed. I mean, he just got he caught lightning in a bottle his rookie year with the Super Bowl on a team that he was like the 8th option. No one really could key on him. So, but if he's our top running backs,
hey, we have some video of Oresco off the top rope on Corey Clement's neck. Wow.
Yeah, dude, you better watch your back, dude, because Shantae's gonna come for your neck. You talking about Corey Clement like that, man?
Listen, I'm this close. I'm this close to stepping in right now. Damn, you can't be trashing the Bay right there, okay?
Yeah, he's definitely a good-looking guy, but just has really bad feet and vision.
He definitely gave a discount double check to the Eagles coming back with us. He told his agent, make it happen. You know, just like, you know, whatever you do, just we're talking to the Eagles, and that's it. So he has that love. He has that love for the city.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's fine as the.
He also hasn't played in 2 years, so you also have to take that into consideration.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean. He's still trying to get his footing. Like right now, last week it was horrible.
Yeah.
You know?
I think he's a role playing backup running back kind of in that situation. I mean, like you said, guys are going to fall in line when Miles comes back. So you're going to have more, you know, efficiency with, you know, how they use these guys because you're not forcing, you know, a guy that's a backup to be a full-time player. So I think Clement could, you know, down the road, when he gets his legs back under him, be a solid role player for our offense, but
never a full-time back, right?
Starting back.
He was never meant to be a number one.
Not going to be able to fill that void. And Freeman could help. I mean, he's not going to be Miles Sanders. He's one of the better young backs in the league.
A better role player?
He definitely could be a better. I mean, he's a veteran. It's hard to make it in the NFL. It's hard to last. I mean, the fact that he's still in the NFL, I mean, after all the lifespan's not for long in the NFL. So
wasn't he a top running back one year?
Yeah, he was.
At least fantasy purposes, I remember I had him the 1 year he blew up.
Yeah, paid too.
Yeah.
He's seen every defense. He's seen every situation. So he's not a bad guy to have leading your backfield if your starter goes down. So
absolutely. Now looking at this group right here. Who comes up with the big interception? Jimmy, who out of this group right here you think gets the first pick on the day?
That's a very interesting question. I'm
you
hoping
said
for
first pick on the day as if you're anticipating multiple.
I'm anticipating 2 picks maybe.
Okay.
I think that Jalen Mills gets one and Darius Slay gets one as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's, you know, I think it also could possibly be, I think one matchup to really be intrigued by is Nickel Roby-Coleman going against his old team and going up against Cooper Kupp. I think he could definitely have a possibility. I love your mentality there with having multiple picks. I'm all for it, baby. Yes. Rodney McLeod also going against his old team too. So Darius Slay is going to be hopefully shutting down Woods, one of the most underrated receivers in the game. So we have a tough test. The rookie Van Jefferson's pretty tough too. Josh Reynolds, they've got a whole plethora of backs as well. So offense will be trying to come at us, but I think with Hargrave and Derek Barnett back in the mix, man, get after him. Let's shut Goff down, baby. Make him one-dimensional. Come on, let's go.
Is Hargrave actually officially playing? Is that official? He's playing Hargrave?
As of now, looks good to go.
Awesome. And can someone check this on Twitter? I don't know. I haven't been on in a while, but I just saw a post on Instagram actually that said we might see trick plays from Jalen Hurts. Sorry,
he's active today. He's active.
Yeah.
Yep.
About damn time.
I felt a certain type of way last week when I'm like, yo, just at least be active, man. Like I'm telling you, spend a second round pick on him.
Right.
Better than Sudfeld is. Like I'd rather have, if Carson went down, God forbid, but I'd rather have Hurts come in and Sudfeld. He can make some moves. Like he's a playmaker.
So. I agree.
Does Sudfeld have any value left at this point in his career? Do you think we could move him at
6th round, 7th round? We're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one thing about Hurts that a lot of players have said that played with Hurts. They've talked about his likability factor, and like a lot of players like to play. Like he's a really, really good teammate, and he brings a lot of good energy.
He's like Carson.
So I'm wondering how that transpires to the next level. You know, does he come into the Eagles locker room and actually develops, solid relationships, and to the point where I'm not going to say it. I'm not.
You gotta be scared.
I don't want to have to see Hurts at all.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see. And I don't
better
want
than Josh McCown, right? In a playoff game, your season ends because your quarterback goes down. You get 41-year-old. He shredded his cheek on the first play of the game and he couldn't walk. So you put Hurts in there. You got him running around making plays with his legs, with his arm. It's just a weapon that we didn't have last season, and we've seen a couple years now. Carson's been hurt. That's my guy, but you got to be prepared in this league, and that's what they did. They locked up the quarterback.
And you saw how the Eagles signed Josh McCown to kind of come in as a consulting sort of role. How much of an influence do you really think he has on this quarterback group? Or do you think that's more of just a feel-good story that came out of this offseason?
I think they really like him. I think they gravitate towards him as a leader and like more of like a coaching, like a mentor kind of thing. And I think that that could be valuable in the future. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. It's an odd situation.
It's a good gig, man. 12 grand a week to be chilling at home.
Yeah, in Texas.
Yeah, I'll sign on that contract any day.
That bag.
How are you guys with Eagles trivia? You guys think you know the birds well?
I do until I do Eagles trivia and they ask me the most outlandish question.
I'm gonna give you guys. I came up with a bunch of trivia questions last night. We'll be doing some giveaways and stuff last night. I'll ask you guys 5 questions right now, just to see where you guys are at. Let me.
What's surprise? What's surprise, Evan? What's surprise?
All right. Well, contestants will be getting a 4th and John koozie, and then the person with the most points will be getting a jersey. Correct, Joe?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm in this again.
So yes. Question number 4. 2017. Who had the most rushing touchdowns in the regular season?
Ooh.
Corey Clement.
Yeah, Corey.
Corey Clement. Is that Jimmy? Off the top rope?
Baby, you smart.
And then he dips out.
You very smart. Matter of fact, you a genius.
Hey, if he's out, then I mean, him and I said it at the same time, so that means I get his point, right?
He's coming back in to steal it.
Jimmy's got a bad connection.
All right.
Yeah.
It's killing me.
All right.
Hey,
So
we still
point
love
Jimmy.
you, though. It's all right.
How long was Miles Sanders' longest run last season? Person that chooses
75 yards.
The closest number.
76, but yeah, that's
Tom
close.
Oresco right on the money. 65.
Damn.
Oh,
Baby, you smart. You very smart. Matter of fact, you a genius.
Next up, we got including tight ends. How many times did Carson Wentz have a 100-yard receiver last season?
1. No. Yes.
3 times.
Nah,
Hurts.
I'm gonna guess 3.
5.
100-yard receiver.
5. I don't know that. That's
gonna be breezy.
I think I want to say 3. I don't think it was that often he had a 100-yard receiver.
Yeah.
Puga? Anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2.
It was 4 times actually. 400-yard receivers he had. So
Damn.
sorry, everybody.
Loser party of 5. Your table's ready.
Wow.
Wow, Gail.
All right.
All right, two more. So, how many interceptions did Malcolm Jenkins have as an Eagle?
Hey, Evan.
Yes.
Who got this right on the first try last night?
He hit the right on the money. First guess.
So I'm guessing I'm not right if I say.
If you don't get this right, you're not a real one. Not a real one, son.
Son of a.
I know you have.
Yeah, I said
10?
4, but I highly doubt that's right. You mean all throughout his whole career?
Whole career as an Eagle. As an Eagle.
Okay.
How many interceptions as an Eagle?
I'm gonna say.
He's had about 20 in his career, so I'm going to say 10.
What about 9?
I'm gonna say 5.
5. Breezy?
I'm gonna say 12.
And Puga?
I'm gonna go 8.
It's between Willie and Bree. It was actually 11 interceptions.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know he had.
11 interceptions.
Jesus.
I guess you got to remember all the way back.
Not a real one.
We had a couple real ones in the chat. Shout out to John. 11.
Yeah, who used Google probably.
Yeah.
All right. And 1 second. I'm keeping scores over in another tab right now. So, question number 8. Most passing yards Wentz has ever had in a single game.
Ooh.
378.
364.
378 by Jimmy. Who said 364? Tom? Anybody else?
That's
I don't know. 392.
I'm gonna go with 352.
I've had him on my fantasy league for like the last 3 years, so I should know this answer. I'm pretty.
But anyways,
it's
anticipation.
I know. I'm on the edge of my seat right now, Brig.
no.
What number?
I think it's 380.
Well, I'm going to cut the tension and tell you that Tom hit the nail on the head with 364.
Nice, dude.
Wow. You smart. You very smart. Matter of fact, you a genius.
Wow. I'm tired.
What are your thoughts on that, though? 364, I mean, like, the fact that Carson is year 5, hasn't thrown up a 400-yard game yet.
All over again.
I mean, the receivers have been, it's been tough. It's been tough with the receivers we have, but
exactly. Yeah, we need receivers.
We need more explosive players.
I was thinking in that 2017 year he might have gotten close to 400, but I don't know. Yeah.
7 was it in that Rams game where he got hurt that he threw for that many yards?
it was actually his first season in 2016. He threw for 364 versus the Giants.
Yeah, because I remember he was lighting up the Rams before he got hurt that one game.
Yep.
So,
There was another game, I think it was the Rams, where I think he threw for 360, but that was a few yards short of his record.
Broke the Eagles record that game with a broken leg.
Yeah.
This Eagles trivia kind of like sparks your like.
Should ask that.
Like, did you just like really? When you, some of these stats, you're like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, it's your guys' call. We could roll through a couple more if you guys want, or we could just keep going.
Let's do it. Why not?
It's almost time, man.
We got people in the comments typing in too. So, all right. So, question number 9. How many touchdowns did Wentz throw in his last game against the Rams?
4.
That was Willie was first. Got to give it to Willie. Well done.
Because I watched it a few hours ago.
I did mention that earlier in the show.
I was watching it a few hours ago.
Do you watch the actual game? You watched the actual game first, the
I
Rams?
was watching bits and pieces of it a few hours ago. I think it was on the network actually. So yeah.
All right, so this is for the real Eagles history buffs here. What year were the Eagles founded?
1933.
1933.
I feel like everybody had it that time.
Lane Johnson will start. He will start.
Lane Johnson starting?
Yep.
All right. Question number 11. How many Eagles jerseys are retired?
9.
8.
Right?
I'm gonna go with 7.
He might be right with that one.
I think 7.
McNabb, Dawkins.
Who said 9?
I did.
That was Jimmy.
It
was 9.
There you go, Jimmy.
Daddy, you smart. You very smart. Matter of fact, you a genius.
My God.
So far, I've got
bar.
what I have right now is a 3-way tie for first with 2 points apiece with Willie, Jimmy, and Tom. So, fellas, it's neck and neck. Next question is, who was the first Eagles Super Bowl? Wow, Willie, before I can even finish the question.
Imagine if you guys get beaten by an Australian. Seriously.
Damn.
Very nice, Willie.
Is this for all the marbles?
That was it.
Let's go up to question 15, and then we'll see who has the most points through 15 questions.
Trying to get that jersey, son. Who's trying to get that jersey?
This was a tough one. What decade was Fly Eagles Fly written in?
80s.
90s.
I mean, I'll just throw out the 2000s. Like, shit.
90s.
90s.
I'm gonna go earlier. I'm gonna go early. I'm gonna say like 70s.
How about the 1950s?
Wow.
Flying
motherfucker.
They knew what a song was in the 1950s like that.
So, not gonna give anyone 9 points on that one, but this one should be a quick answer. So be ready. I'm gonna let you guys read it, and then just
2003.
2003, yeah.
2003, against the Bucks.
Lost
that one. Lost the last one at the vet. Damn.
I think we lost 17-6 or something like that. It was a bad one. It might have been like 17-0. I actually think we got shut out in the first game.
All
right, and I think we should end on question 16 because I thought this was actually really interesting when I found this out last night. So, final question for all the marbles, even though the game's already kind of in the bag. What former president considered buying the Eagles at one point?
Former president. Okay.
Yeah, Willie, you don't know about American presidents now, do you? I say Parliament.
I know. Joe Biden is from Philly, but he has never been president. So
that's true.
Former president.
Yep.
What
former president considered buying the Eagles at one point?
Oh man, I feel like
I'll give you a hint. I don't think any of you guys were old enough to vote for him.
Clinton. Bill Clinton.
Anybody? Anybody remember any presidents? Or are we all just drawing blank on presidents?
Never paid attention in history class.
Ronald Reagan. Why not?
JFK ring a bell?
Oh,
I almost said that.
JFK considered buying the Eagles at one point. Yep.
That's crazy.
So, after 15 questions, we have a winner. Willie in Australia takes down the people of America.
What?
America.
Willie's got 4 points.
How much is shipping to Australia?
Good question. Let's see if it can actually ship to Australia right now. With everything going on.
Now, Willie, what kind of jersey are you going to be buying now that you are the winner of the first Eagles Kickoff Live giveaway?
I'm gonna go Booby.
A Booby Miles.
Booby.
Good choice.
That's a good pick. Why Booby?
Well, I've already got. The last running back one I got was Westbrook. So it's been a while since I've had one. So Booby, why not? It would either be that or Kelsey, but I think I feel like having a running back.
Okay, nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
it. You guys did a pretty good job. You guys should feel proud of yourself. I don't know about you losers, but Willie, you should, just taking the American Eagle fans to the woodshed.
Yeah. I'm going to get you guys an American history book, too. I mean, there's only one president named.
It's not as if I got the Raiders one wrong.
Yo, what's up, fellas?
Yo, we have an active full health.
What up?
It's a packed house right now.
Yeah, we do.
Trox is in the building.
Who's ordering the first round?
Yo, the Aussie won. Willie, my man.
Let's go.
Winner.
Yeah, man.
Winner, chicken dinner. Is that what they say down there?
You guys.
Trox, did you happen to catch that last question, Trox?
What's that?
You know JFK thought about buying the. Yeah, do you know JFK thought about buying the birds?
I would have guessed Bill Clinton, maybe. I think that would have been my guess, maybe. Bill likes to party. Eagles fans like to party. Eagles fans are cool as hell. Bill Clinton's cool.
It fit
as
him
hell.
well.
So I don't know. That would have been my guess. It would have fit probably. So how's everybody doing today?
Do not try to buy.
Yeah.
Are you guys having any game day jitters here? We're like half hour away from game time.
You know what? I feel pretty confident about today's game. I think they're good. They're better than what they showed in the second half of the Washington game, and I feel like they're gonna come out pissed off and motivated to just get after it right from the get-go. And hopefully Doug can make the right calls and get Miles Sanders involved heavy today. See him going. And, I'm ready. I feel good.
Soko, how you feeling, man?
I'm a little nervous, man. Like week one, the second half kind of had me sweating a little bit. I'm still completely embarrassed by that second half. So I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie, but I think that bringing Lane back and bringing Miles back, I think that'll be the difference this week. So hopefully we can. I think it's gonna be a shootout, but I'm really hoping we can outlast them this week.
Yeah. So last week, Josh wasn't feeling the game, correct, gentlemen, ladies?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna stay positive this week, fellas. I'm not gonna be negative going into kickoff.
I gotta be honest with you. That was the least positive thing you probably could have said.
Love it, John.
Well, no, I leave it off. Because that's how I last week, and then it happened. Whatever. We're not talking about it anymore. But this week's a different week.
Yeah, we got Lane Johnson this week. That's a game changer, right? That's a sure offensive line.
Hey, Tom, what's the vibe in LA right now?
Yeah, I just
vibe in LA. I haven't seen many Eagles fans lately, honestly. I mean, it's all shut down because of the pandemic, so we don't really do anything. We kind of stay in our little circle, but yeah, it's about to be 10 a.m. I'm just waking. I woke up about 2 hours ago, so the vibe's kind of tired. But yeah, at the same time, I mean, other than random passing, strangers, random Eagle shirt here and there, I haven't really been out in public. If we're being,
you get like a go birds. Like go birds.
Oh yeah, whenever you see each other on the street, even if I'm not wearing an Eagles thing, if I see someone, I'm like, nice shirt, and then give him a fly, Eagles fly, and he's like, I feel that. I actually saw somebody at the grocery store like a couple days ago, but I hadn't talked to him. But that was like the first Eagles memorabilia I'd seen in a while. But yeah, we just don't go out a lot. However, I do have to run though.
It's the greatest feeling.
Yeah.
Hey man, thanks for stopping by, man.
Thanks for having me on.
As always, and happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, dude.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Take it easy.
Bird.
Happy birthday.
Hey, the Eagles won.
Yeah, that is the greatest. Ain't that the greatest feeling? We've all traveled together. That's the greatest feeling in the world. When you
run into another Eagles fan outside of it's an instant connection made right there.
Family.
Yeah, we've all done that on a road game. But say like you go to some random place in the world, like I don't know,
like Australia.
Pick the most random town in America, like where there's not a city nearby, and all of a sudden you see an Eagles fan. Like I smile. You get a smile on your face when you see it.
Yeah, you gravitate over towards them. You're like, I got to go talk to that guy. Figure out, is he from the area?
If he has no idea after you said go Birds, he doesn't react that way, then I don't know. Tell the guy I have no connection with the guy anymore.
Yeah. He's like I just wear the hat because I like the logo.
What's the point, brother? You get it at the thrift store in that part of the world. I don't know. Maybe not.
I wish I could say the same down here, but unfortunately, no. I hardly see any Eagles fans. It's probably just me and Chris, and that's it.
I was gonna give you a sad violin. No, but it's always good to see your people. Like in different environments. Like if I was like out snowboarding in Colorado and I'm at the top of the mountain, I see another black dude. I'm like,
Colorado though.
Colorado.
Hey.
That's a little out of the ordinary, but all right.
I was actually out in Colorado snowboarding on the top of the mountain. I seen another brother. I was like, bro,
I'm glad it didn't end like my trip, man.
I feel you up here.
Bro, Adana Turkey. I got my knee surgery out there. My nurse, whenever I came out of surgery, had an Eagles pin on his thing. Didn't speak a lick of English. I couldn't understand a thing he said, but as soon as I said "Go Birds," he was like,
"Man, when I broke my hip earlier this year, back in January, I broke it like 4 or 5 days before the Super Bowl, and I just remember being in the hospital, and they told me they wanted to keep me one more day. I was like, listen, it's like the Birds ain't even in it. I am not sitting in this fucking hospital for the Super Bowl. I'm getting the fuck out of here. They're like, yeah, we want to go through you for a rehab for one more day. I was like, yeah, no, I think I'll figure it out on my own here. Yeah, I'm going home. 4 nights is enough.
God.
Oh, look at this! I live in Colorado now. We out here.
Who does? Big fish, little boat.
Hey.
Oh, and the Eagles go to play the Denver Broncos next year in Denver. So
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Colorado's a
baby.
spot I've always wanted to get out to, man.
Going skiing.
Let's go.
Are we
Let's go.
skier or snowboarders in here?
Snowboarders. Hold on.
I just like hanging out.
No snowboarding? Just golfing? Oh, this guy.
I've been on the skis a few times. Yeah. Yeah, then also, what did you do with that thing? You broke your hip. live and die on the slope.
Put it away. Put it away.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Gail,
I didn't see snow
Gail,
for the
I gotta,
first time until I came to Utah.
That's my baby right there.
That's nice.
Gail, I got to give you 2 thumbs up on those cleats you did for me, bro. I had a half a dozen people all right, so let me apologize to my 2 fellow brothers right here. I've been MIA for 3 days. I had my member guests at my club, and let's just say the phone's been turned off for 3 days. But guess what, gentlemen? You're looking at the 2020 Lulu Country Club member guest champion right here, brother.
Whoa!
I won the whole event yesterday. It was worth it.
all right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was
Were you going
Kelly
4th and
Green.
goal?
I was Mr. Kelly Green. I was Mr. Kelly Green for 3 days. First 2 days, everyone's looking at my shoes that Gail hooked up. Kelly Green is the night. Dude, they're all like, "Where'd you get those out? Where'd you get those out?" I was like, "I got a guy for that.
You have them on you?
Thank you, Gail. I was pipping. No, they're getting cleaned right now. But I wore them for the 2 days, man. Yeah. I was Mr. Kelly Green for 2 days. My man. That's right. Shout out, brother. Shout out to that.
Hey, make sure you go gentle on that pink because gotta make sure.
Well, no, this is empty. This is empty. It's just a growler, but it says the member guest champion on it.
No, he's talking about when you're washing your shoes. He's saying when you're cleaning your shoes.
Oh yeah, Gail. Yeah, we're ahead. I already talked to him. I was like, yeah, just dab the paint. Don't scrub, bro. Yeah. We don't know how that paint's gonna go. Yeah, you gotta get dabbed.
You got some good luck at that course.
Yeah,
I have. I've got a hole in one, and now I'm the member guest champion. My man.
Approaching
all since June.
Approaching 27 minutes till game time.
Oh,
any hot takes in the room? Anybody in the chat? If you guys have hot takes on the chat, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
Booty times 2.
I think we see Darius Slay's first pick as an Eagle today.
Yes.
I'm feeling.
Jalen Rager.
I talked to my guy last night.
I think did you guys happen to see the video of Darius Slay locking up Terry McLaurin? They were showing like close up.
He was like glue, man.
Footwork? Did you see the footwork?
He was with
great, man.
I mean, that's like CB1 territory. Like I used to get like
CB1. It is CB1 territory.
I would get him again from Eagle fans when they would like I would talk shit about Ronald Darby and like not shit, but I'm just talking about the way he covered and the way they couldn't lock people up short. Like, yo, I'm telling you, man, having a CB1 is huge.
This is like new territory for us. Haven't seen this in years.
Wow.
I mean, Jalen Hurts will get 10 yards rushing today. That is a hot take.
Sure is.
Over, under on this, or not even on the board here?
Under.
I'm going to put over.
I'll take the over. Yeah.
I'm going to take the over as well. I think we see Jalen Hurts today. Yeah, they activated him, I think, for a reason. I don't think he's strictly there for backup purposes. I think they have a little package for him set up today, and I can see that play popping off.
Could happen.
Now, John with his little hot take.
Oh, thank God. I need
Pryor comes in for Herbie.
I hope that does not happen.
Let's not get too carried away because he held his own last week.
He did.
But this is a question for like
not too much.
If Matt Pryor was the guy, all of a sudden, when linemen start going down, all of a sudden Herbig is the guy. Like, what does that say about Pryor's development? Are we concerned about that?
Definitely
he was almost a starting left tackle at one point.
Yeah, but at the same time, he was also a day 3 guy at the same time, right? So like he could have been almost a starting left tackle out of a necessity, as much as like he's earned that spot. You know what I mean? When you turn around and he's the last guy standing because we've just been decimated by injuries, like that's different than him earning that starting role.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I like Jeffrey's comments sometimes. He always comes with the spice. Carson Hurts and Ward on the field at the same time. Ward with a completed pass.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. So we're talking about some crazy where Ward throws the football to who exactly?
Doug Cajones.
Maybe Jalen, maybe Carson.
And then Greg Ward on the sideline.
Greg Ward did play quarterback at Houston.
Yeah.
Greg Ward next to
Philly special on
the
steroids.
sidelines, and Greg Ward's like Ward special. It's cool.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta get
Nice.
rolling though. Thanks for having me. Dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
I'll
Jimmy.
try to hop on in
Yeah.
halftime
Easy,
or something
man.
like that.
Enjoy
Hey,
Yeah.
if I could say anything to you guys, let's just be happy that we have 2 stars on offense, 2 stars on defense coming back. Let's go get this
Yeah.
win.
Go Birds.
Not bad.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I don't mean to tap out too, but I got to get going because they're not showing the Eagles game here. I got to travel down the road because I got the freaking Cowboys on today. So, guys, I will catch you. Thank you for having me on. And can't wait to do this again.
Stop in a porta potty on the way there, man.
Hey, there's one down the street. There's some road construction, so there's one there. All right, guys.
Take it easy, man.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Well, I actually have to go too. I'm being summoned for French toast. So
French toast.
Yeah.
I want French toast.
Listen,
It's all about
my baby made it, so I gotta go when she calls. Spoiled brat.
Absolutely.
Thanks
There
for
you go,
checking in,
Mama.
Bray.
It's the time of day. We'll see you guys soon. Like everyone's got to get ready. Like everybody has their own rituals, man. Everyone gets ready for the game in their own way. Like today, I'm in Bethlehem, PA, at my girl's mom's house. They don't have the game down here, so I have to go watch it upstairs. I know, I would love to be at a damn game.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yo, fellas,
You get to eat off the fine
fellas,
china.
how do you guys think at the stadium? How do you think they're gonna do it? How early are they gonna pump in the booze to the speakers at the stadium? Because they're doing all that, right? Correct.
Do you
How
think,
early?
do you think
Who's
they're
on that
truthful with the
button?
booze?
Like,
Oh,
who's the
man.
boo guy on that button? Like, if
They're
Ertz
gonna
drops
boo
his
the-
first pass, we would be booing.
Yeah.
Do you think that he's
Yeah.
hitting the boo button?
I don't
You
know
know?
if they
I'm going to
actually.
say, are they going to boo the offense off the field? Are they going to boo the offense off the field when they're forced to punt? Like, what are they going to do?
They
Did
go
you
3 and out
see-
twice. They have to. It's a must. If they know what they're doing,
Yeah.
they should do it.
Yeah.
Man. Absolutely.
You see how the Eagles came out
Yeah.
of the locker room last week in Washington? What they played over
They
the PA
didn't,
system?
right?
Well,
Yeah.
they played crickets over the Eagles coming out
Did they?
last week. Yeah, Washington
No
did. Yeah.
way.
That's,
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know who this person is in there with that. Who's the one in charge of all that? Who has the con?
Just
Who's
the
in
PA
charge
guy.
of the?
We do
you
have
don't
more some hot takes in here.
What we
First
got?
tee of the year.
Okay.
We got.
Anyone,
we got White
anyone buying
Snake.
that? Anyone buying that?
I can see it.
Why not? Right?
That'll be a
I
surprise.
can see that
Maybe.
happening. They tried working that that touchdown was supposed to be to him last week, Ertz's touchdown. So I could see maybe working something in for him this week. I saw something about a Nate Gary pick six. That was one of the hot takes that was in here.
Snake
Who
pick
said
six.
that? Oh yeah, there you go. That's Prime's man right there.
That's a sneak pick.
Let's see. John says they underestimated Sweat abused prior in practice. That is true. I mean, I think Sweat is he's coming on, man. I feel like he's got the juice. He does have the juice.
You got the juice now.
Got the juice now. I'm just HB. Dallas will have more receiving yards than Ertz. If Dallas gets two games in a row,
I don't think that's a hot take.
No,
I don't think that's a hot
That's
take.
not a hot takey.
That's how it should be. It's probably going to be like that all season.
2 weeks in a row.
Hey, Gail, I think it's going to be that all year. I think he's going to get less catches but more yards all year to Ertz. I think this is going to be a trend.
Dallas will have more receiving yards than Ertz. You think?
I mean, you look at it. I
see
mean,
it happening.
I think it's a week trend.
You look at his ability to break tackles. He can
Look
extend
at him, dude.
plays.
He's a freaking stallion when he catches that ball. You don't go right down. I love him. Love him. Change the name, though.
That's a tight end, man.
Carson throws a ball to Ertz, and then Ertz will launch one to Rager.
Oh, like the lateral.
And then we will. Then the hashtag Rager bomb will be a real thing.
Yes, sir.
We called that play back in school the JV special.
John says, good question, Trox. Keep it real. Kenny says, run game is going to get going, and we'll see the first half wins from last week.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, do you guys think Wentz went home last week and was like, instead of saying freaking, he said fucking?
Oh yeah, dude.
He said,
No, he did.
Yeah. No, he said, "Oh golly,
It's fucking bullshit," you know.
Yeah.
He
did.
kicked his tire on his truck and said, "Oh golly shucks, I suck."
Shout out to Eddie. Eddie, where are you coming in from, Eddie? I see the beach in the background. But we also agree with the statement: Dallas does suck.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, sir. Amen to that. Never.
Jordan, I don't know if it's a hot take, but Jordan he's feeling this.
Wait, hold on. Let's back up, Gail. Is he talking about the Cowboys? Or is he saying Dallas Goddard sucks?
No, Dallas.
Yeah, well, I mean, he said
You
go
never know.
birds and then Dallas sucked. So I would think.
All right. Sorry. Okay. That's
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
Shout out to JT. JT coming back from Mount Washington. He climbed the top.
Where's that at? Because I saw that.
I actually climbed
in New
Mount
Hampshire?
Washington. Mount Washington.
You did it too, Gail?
No joke. And then
You did that?
yeah, when you get to the
How
top
high?
of Mount Washington, there's a boulder field, and you're dead ass tired. You get to the top, and then you see like 300 yards of boulders that you got to climb up. So JT made it to the top, folks. Eagle fans, repping.
I saw that, man.
And he's on his way right now back to PA to watch the game. So real one alert.
That's cool though.
How
Can
high
you feel the air getting thinner as you get up there, or is it the mountain not that high?
Oh, what's going on over here? Right. Somebody
hello.
Somebody needs Pampers, bro.
Interesting. Oh, Kenny, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Dan says, "Here we go birds! Cheers, boys!"
That's a hell of a picture.
That's a hell of a last name.
That's a altogether hell of a thing right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Wow.
Lang and
Sorry,
Boofer.
zooming in. I need to zoom in to see the picture.
Yo, so Evan, are we cutting the show off right before the game, right?
Yep. Up until game time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see you.
You want to meet up at halftime?
What's that?
You want to jump back in at halftime and talk, or you guys?
We're gonna actually come back at the end of the game.
End of the game, okay.
And we'll
Do a
be
post game
doing,
show.
We'll be actually being a post game live podcast with everyone. So anyone on the chat wants to get in on this fun, it should be exciting. It should be exciting because we'll be discussing a W. So everybody who's watching the chat, come back after the game. We'll be doing a live breakdown of the game, and we want your comments. If you guys have stuff to say on the podcast, you could jump on and give us your take about the game, and how you're feeling.
Yeah, right after the game, there's going to be a lot of fresh reactions as well. People, it's gonna be fresh, whether it's a wound or whether it's a celebration. It's going to be fresh, and the emotions are going to be running high. So, immediately after the game, it's going to be cool to see how everybody's reacting.
Yeah.
Shout out to Keith from Toronto. We talked about Canadian Eagle fans. They are in here repping as well. Ted says, "You guys got us winning, feeling better with almost everyone back."
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Am I the only one
I
nervous
do.
for this game? Like, I feel like
I'm
everybody's,
nervous.
Extremely calm.
Don't get me wrong. I'm nervous.
We're Eagles fans. We're nervous no matter what. That's
I'm more
given.
nervous than I was for the Redskins game because I wasn't.
me too, man.
I slept on that Redskins game. I thought that we were gonna start out with it easy. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a stomping, and so yeah. Considering what we lacked in that first game and that offensive line, I look at going up against Aaron Donald as a serious problem. But I look at the rest of our team, and I think if we can with Lane Johnson stop Aaron Donald, if Miles Sanders can be in there, he's 100% now. Even he could, throw a chip block in there and give Wentz some more time. I think that the Eagles have a better chance at winning this game. Yeah.
You think that they line Aaron Donald up over Herbig all day?
That's nothing that.
I would if I were them. I if I were the Rams, that's exactly what I would do. I would take advantage of the mismatch.
Yeah,
I think. What was I going to say? I think if you move him around, like I think Aaron Donald, if you move him around, that's what I think they're going to see. They're going to take advantage of. Look for the weak spots but he can take advantage of a lot of people. So
that's what they were saying last week. Whenever they saw the defense playing without Wade Phillips, he's moving around a lot. So I mean that worries me a little bit.
Like you think about Aaron Donald versus Herbig. Oh shit.
Yeah.
You think about Aaron Donald versus Jason Kelsey. Oh shit. But you feel a little bit more Sugamalo. Like I mean, it's that interior. I think he's gonna move around.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the player on defense that like at the end of this game when we're going into the post game? Who do you think is the guy that we say like, wow, he had a really phenomenal game on this Eagles defense? Mills.
I was just you just brought that up, Evan, and I was going to say overall, I just think this is going to be a defensive gel day. I think there's a bunch of chips over there, and they're all going to come in line together today. And I think the defense is going to win this game. I do. I got that vibe. I got that feeling, and I hope I'm right. If not, it sucks. It is what it is. But I think it's going to be a good day for the defense and overall. I think Fletcher Cox. Yeah, Fletcher Cox. All he's probably heard all week is Aaron Donald this, Aaron Donald that, and he's going, God damn it, I'm Fletcher Cox. All right. And I think he's going to come out with a massive chip on his shoulder today. And you know what? I hope he outplays him today and shuts up the NFL. That damn right, brother. Put that out there. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, I think it's going to be a low scoring game today, gentlemen. I don't know about you. I don't know if you guys picked scores or anything earlier, but I could see both teams under 25 points today. Definitely. And I hope we're the winner.
I think my second one's going to be NRC. I think Roby Coleman's going to come out and shut down Kupp. He played with him for 4 seasons. Kupp is Goff's go-to guy. If NRC shuts him down, I think that's the key to the game right there.
Yeah, he seems to know his tendencies for sure after going up against him in practice for all those years.
Yeah, I hope they punch him in the mouth. Yeah, punch him in the mouth. Damn right.
Let's go.
I was surprised too because I remember Cooper Kupp's draft, and I remember like he was talked about highly, and I think he was slept on by a lot of people.
Well, I think,
but he ended up being a good wide receiver.
Cooper and Carson share the same agent.
Yep.
So
they do.
They worked out together, and
interesting.
Are we getting a special teams touchdown today, gentlemen?
Oh,
it feels like something we haven't had in so long.
I know, man. Well, we used to get like one a week, like years ago. We used to get like one a week or something like that. There's probably
our special teams are flying.
Yeah. Hey, I hope. Yeah, let's get one. Let's say one. Yes.
Yeah,
we have a block punt.
We have 10 minutes
field
till
position.
kickoff. 10 minutes to kickoff.
Where's your head, Gail? You got
We're doing scores now.
I'm confused by that face. Is that a scared face? Is that a I'm ready face? Is that a
I'm in the basement. There's no heat down here, so it's like I'm like hyped, but I'm cold.
How cold is it? How cold is it up there in Philly? Because we're warm down here. Me and Sam,
we are.
We're warm.
Yo, bro, it's in the 50s at night now.
Oh,
it's fantastic.
You know what?
I love when it starts getting cold like this, man.
Yeah, it's pants hoodie weather right now up here, brother.
I'm a hoodie and sweatpants kind of guy. That's my that's my MO. And so this is full lounging weather for me.
It was 75 when I woke up this morning at 2 a.m. So
75 is pretty gorgeous. Like kind of hard to hit 75.
Go Birds. Yeah, I mean the best part for us is when it hits like 65 at night here in like November and December. That's about the cold. That's about the coldest we can get.
Yeah, but then in the summer it gets ungodly. Like it just I can't,
man. Like
I can't stand like that. The humidity is what kills me.
Brian Brown,
I've seen 130 degrees.
Eagles.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. That's melting.
Yeah,
no, that's not even here.
SoFlo weather. SoFlo weather.
There he is.
Yeah,
summer is just.
There he is.
Yo.
What's up, man?
Finally made it back.
Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah.
What's up, son?
That is beautiful.
Look at that.
That's nice.
Well, Prime is rich. Prime is rich.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of moves you make when you're a baseball all-star. You know what I'm saying?
Stud.
Fucking Gail saying you're playing softball. You're out here playing hardball, swinging for fences. That's the type of swag you got.
That's that. I'm ready.
Yeah, Jose Canseco as his uncle.
I'm ready for tailgate 2021.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You see it one more
I'm gonna
time?
have to make it a point.
Yeah, do it again.
That is.
That shit is hot.
Yeah.
Yo, does that feel like a fucking like Flavor Flav clock around your neck? That thing's gotta be
It's
heavy.
gotta be
Oh,
heavy.
Bro, this shit is a workout. This is a workout.
Yeah.
Is that a register? Could that be a weapon, bro?
You can take it. That could definitely be a weapon.
That could definitely be a weapon, couldn't it? Yeah, definitely.
That thing's gotta feel like
No doubt.
that thing's gotta feel like brass knuckles if it's swinging at your head.
They listen. They won't let
You had
me
to
into the
register
stadium.
that thing.
They won't let me into the stadium with my helmet. They definitely ain't let me in the stadium with this thing.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to be shooting a rap video with that.
Hey, stay tuned.
Piccolo's next John, maybe?
Maybe.
It can be done. It can be done.
We had someone shot a rap video in my neighborhood. There was like 30 cars out there a couple weeks ago. We gotta have Pride down for the next one.
Hey, Gail, guess what? I got the live. We good.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it down there?
Oh, we
Nice.
good.
Hell yeah.
How you got it?
Next week, Prime.
How'd you get it on point?
I got that Xfinity stream going on right now, so we good. Yeah.
I need that hookup. Yo, someone's got to send me a link.
I can shoot you. You need to stream it? I can shoot you a link.
I think crack stream colors.
It's not hard to find, bro. I was walking you through it earlier on the show. You gotta Google NFL streams Reddit, and then they took down the Reddit page, so they put like a link in there that is like the one that works now, and then you just click on that link. You got to go through some pop-up ads, and then once you're through the pop-up ads, you got it. HD, baby.
Yeah. I do crack streams a lot.
Man, I was working an overnight shift at a radio station for 2.5 years. I got really into UFC during that time.
Oh yeah,
And the first it was a Saturday night shift, and the first night I was gonna watch the UFC. I'm like, man, like do I like sell out for this? I spent 5 minutes for a stream and found one. So like, you can find a stream for anything. You just gotta do
I got really educated at college, finding streaming websites. We always need them.
Reddit's the go-to, man.
Crack streams is the GOAT.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah,
not typing that in my search engine.
Is the good one.
End up on a list.
I'm not.
I mean, there's a ton, Gail, but crack streams is my go-to. Usually.
Just for putting out that we're not promoting that.
Yes, we're not promoting.
We're just
We
wondering
are
how
just
people.
looking for Gales.
We're just wondering how people watch the game.
It is an Eagle hoodie.
Man, that's actually a fire hoodie.
Yeah, it is. I like that. Philly versus everybody.
I never have any need for hoodies, so I got no Eagles hoodies.
That's true.
Bro, I buy my salute to service every year. I live down here too.
Yeah, but you live up in the Panhandle. They got some cold weather up there.
Hey Willie, you're watching through Game Pass? How come you watch the game through Game Pass internationally though?
Why are you questioning it, man? Just let it
No,
be.
because I have Game Pass.
Dude?
You can't watch it in the States.
So here's the thing. I've tried using it.
Bro,
VPN. I can't use my Game Pass in
Right,
America.
put that back up. That was a perfect picture.
I can't use my Game Pass in America, so.
Oh, okay.
I can't actually. No, I can. I can do it through my phone, but I can't connect through like a Wi-Fi or your computer, for example, and log into it. But because my phone's registered to Australia, I can still log into it there, but I just can't do it. Yeah.
What
That's
sells it?
good.
You guys don't have like T-Mobile or any of that down there, do you?
Nah, look at Vodafone. Vodafone.
Oh, what is it? Vodo? V-O-T-O?
Hang on.
No,
Vodafone.
Voda. Voda.
Vodafone.
Did everyone like lock their lineups already?
Yes.
I gotta get that as well.
Man, I lock my lineups the night before just in case I oversleep.
So,
I just spent the entire morning putting in Mark's bets.
So let me ask you guys. Well, I got so damn in here. I got Mike Thomas out. So right now,
Who do you have?
Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller or Perriman are both good. No Richard Sherman.
I need to fill a practice spot, okay?
Okay.
I got Mark Ingram in there right now, which I don't like.
No.
Robbie Anderson, John Brown, Anthony Miller, Team Hines.
Robbie.
Hines.
Ride Robbie while he's
Brown or
healthy.
Hines.
I am already starting Jonathan Taylor. I want running.
John Brown or Naheem Hines.
Gail, is it that serious?
Yeah, Gail, is it that cold?
It's cold
Yeah.
out.
Man.
I was trying to keep it composure.
Yeah, man. I'm not joking. It is 95 degrees outside right now. I was outside this morning at like 9 o'clock watching you guys do like the early part with Kelly. I was watching that. I just got back from Wawa. I got my morning coffee and everything. And I had to go inside because I was sweating so bad at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's like 90 degrees outside already.
All right. One more question. Man. One more fantasy question. Need another wide receiver. It's between Robbie Anderson, who I have in there right now, Jerry Jeudy, and Anthony Miller.
Jeudy or Miller?
I like Robbie.
The name of the team
I'm
is
going Robbie.
Jeudy. So.
That Tampa Bay passing defense. So that Tampa Bay passing defense.
Yeah, but they don't cover
ride Robbie while he's healthy.
Robbie Anderson, you guys saying?
I think you ride him while he's healthy.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I forgot. Cortland Sutton's back, so yeah, Jeudy goes back to the back burner. So yeah, I like the Robbie.
Who do you think? Who do you think has the biggest, unbiased opinion? Who has the biggest year for rookie wide receivers?
Rookie wide receivers? Ruggs. There's no doubt because the opportunity to go long at a moment's notice is just so much better than everyone else's, which is probably why I put Rager right after him and CD right after him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust his crap streams.
You can't trust any of them, really. But if you start speaking Russian during the broadcast, we'll know.
I just got on there. I was like, I don't know about this place.
You got to click through one pop up and then it'll be fine. All right, 1 minute, boys. How we feeling? 1 minute.
Who's baby?
No spoiling this Eagles game for me. I am on red zone. So.
No, we're just up until kickoff. We're about to sign off right now.
Oh hell no! Listen, you're gonna have to take one for the team like I did last week. We don't.
All right, fellas, my ritual's got to start. So.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
All right.
Have a
Go
good
Birds.
one.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby.
Go Birds.
Evan?
Yes, sir.
So, guys, we'll catch all you guys after the game, and we'll recap. And if you guys want to be a part of the podcast, you're welcome to jump on and give your Birds takes. And we'll be doing it live again. So we'll be back shortly after the game.
That's right. Go Birds, fellas.
Go Birds.
Let's hope we have some happy conversation in a few hours.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we will be having happy conversation in a couple hours.
We will have.
We will. No negativity here, Evan.
Good or bad, there'll be good conversation.
Oh, yeah. Can we see Trox with a bag over his head if the Eagles lose?
No, that was only the pictures. That was embarrassing.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys in a couple hours. And as always, fly, Eagles, fly.